Pappy. Excuse me. What's goody though, my bros? I'm just tapping in right quick. Tapping Z Bridge. You're Friday night. Wish Pappy. I'm so lost in the week. I thought it was Wednesday today. You heard? I was about to go get me a Whopper Wednesday Impossible Burger. Check my phone. It was Friday. I'm like, I be working too hard, baby. I be in the zone, baby. I be in the zone, baby. Yersk. Jeff Dahmer 126. I appreciate you, my brother. J Rock, yo, nah, I ain't see that video about Aries Spears and Ice Cube. What happened? Freddie Acevedo, which populated my bro senior girl and Doctor Strange salute, which happened. Charlie Hustle 718 was really good. John Doe was really good. Loud Perp was popping. Reek Flair was populated. Yeah, man. What Aries Spears talking about now, man? Let me guess. He ishing on that Ice Cube War of the Worlds movie. I'm pretty sure that's what that's about. That War of the World movie was horrible. I ain't even gonna hold you up like the Stanley Cup. That was trash. That was real bad. But ain't nothing weak about Ice Cube as no rapper. Not even as no actor, man. Ice Cube done gave some riveting performances, man. You heard? He done gave some great performances. You heard? He ain't built for every single role, but he done gave some great performances. And on that MIC, forget about it. There is no NWA without Ice Cube at all. You feel what I'm saying? Because he was writing. His pen game was busting. But yeah, man, you know, cast your vote on who's the real queen in New York when it comes to the female rap game in New York City. You heard there's some controversy going on right now because Foxy Brown said it's her, Lauryn Hill, and I forgot who else she said as of all time, but we talking about New York. Like, who's the real queen of New York City rap? Like, we gotta really think about that. Like, who really deserves that crown as the all-time queen of New York rap? Like, you know, I couldn't fit 100 people into the thumbnail, but we talking about Foxy Brown, we talking about Lil Kim, we talking about, you know, Cardi B, MC Lyte. You feel what I'm saying? Like Nicki Minaj, like Roxanne Shante. You know, it's a lot of rappers to consider and a lot of things to consider. You feel me? But I just need your personal opinion, man. You heard? I can't really even say who I think is the ultimate queen of New York City rap. If I had to actually say who was the queen of New York City hip hop, you know, if I was talking old school, of course I'm gonna say MC Lyte. You feel what I'm saying? But if we just talking about, you know, now or in the last 15, 20 years, the ultimate queen of New York City rap, like, you know, I would probably have to say Nicki, man. Especially if Nicki writes all her rhymes like she says she does. Nicki says she writes her rhymes. So if Nicki really, really writes her own rhymes that you hear coming out of her mouth, then, you know, I would have to give the crown to her. And that's just on the strength that, you know, she's colossal. You feel me? Cardi B is colossal. Foxy is colossal. Kim is colossal. Lyte is colossal. Shantae is colossal. But right now, if Nicki Minaj, you know, walked through New York City, you know, she'll get mobbed because she's that big. You You heard? So, if I had to, on a technicality tip, I got to give it to Nicki right now. You feel me? But every female rapper that's in New York done added some extreme hip hop history to the culture, bro. Every single one of them. I ain't trying to smell you on camera. So when I turn the phone away like this, that means I'm trying to hit the bliggity. You heard? SVG in the building, Slim Blunt Gang in the building. Shout out to my bro D down in NC. You heard? Shout out to those representing that Slim Blunt Gang out there. If you rep that Slim Blunt Gang, holla at me. Amani's son, peace. J-Rock Yoke, that's a fact. Now I'm gonna break down, what these New York artists, these New York female rappers done added to the culture in my life. In my appreciation and knowledge of hip hop culture, what I think about these individuals. Like, all right, Foxy Brown. Everybody fell in love with Foxy Brown from her verse on Who Shot You. You heard? No matter if the verse ain't make a lot of sense, no matter if she said wow, crazy, next level ish on that verse, it just still was a crazy verse for the time. Thug niggas, man, they make some chings, thing. Wow, what son said? What she said on that? Things. Grab your tetas from the meta. She was spitting, bro. I can't remember her bars right now, but that Who Shot You? When she, that line when she was like, sex and raw dog without protection, disease infested. Let's keep it real, bro. That line was so outrageous. It was so outrageous. It kind of put her on. Like, if we really want to get crazy, it was that line that made people say, yo, who the fuck? Who's this? Talking about sex and raw dog without protection, disease infested. Then she was black and found brown fox. I want to start messing her bars up, but she went crazy on that. You heard it. When dudes heard that, they was like, hold on now, hold on. You heard? And then, she popped up on that joint with Jay that ain't no nigga like the one I got. No one can fuck you better. That was crazy. You heard? That was crazy right there. Whether Jay wrote those bars or whatever, whoever wrote the bars, you know what I mean? Or if she wrote the bars, that joint was bananas though. Boom, 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 boom. That was they rode that beat too crazy. They was bouncing on that beat too crazily. Boom, 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 boom. It was ain't no nigga. And Jazz killed that hook. Ain't no nigga like the one I got. No one can fuck. It was Jazz on that, right? Like Jazz was the one saying no one can fuck you better. Like that joint was just bananas, bro. You heard? And even just those two alone, Foxy Brown, then she came out with that touch me, tease me and caress me. Hold me tight, don't let go. Maybe I don't wanna explode. That shit was crazy. You heard? That was crazy. Who was that? That was Case, right? That was Case and Foxy Brown. But that touch me, tease me joint, like that shit kind of slaughtered the whole game. Like the way that joint come on. And that was crazy, Fox. And what was funny is, let me tell you the science behind Foxy Brown. Like, her delivery was just mastered. Like, I've dealt with a lot of female rappers, even female rappers that write their rhymes. And they write dope-ass rhymes, but they really don't have the delivery to sound dope. Everybody can't deliver that verse. Like, some people could write the craziest verse in the world, but your delivery is not on time the way it should be, so it takes from the verse. Now, you got rappers like Foxy Brown, who her delivery was so crazy that people was probably in a line to write a verse for her because, yeah, nobody else could spit that verse the way Fox spit that verse. Like, her delivery was different on some thug shit, like street shit, hood shit. Like, it was just crazy, bro. Kim had it too. That's why Biggie was fucking with Kim. Because she had that delivery. Everybody can't do it, bro. I done dealt with a bunch of female rappers that they sit down and they write them verses. And they verses be hot, but it's hard to get in the booth and make them shit sound like professional lyricists. You feel what I'm saying? With some females, with people, period, not just females, because dudes the same thing. They can write a hot verse, but their delivery is not so outstanding. And a delivery will get you everywhere in life, bro. You feel what I'm saying? So Foxy Brown had an ultra crazy delivery that made people just want to put her on records. You heard? Now, Lil Kim, we all know we fell in love with Lil Kim from that, Junior Mafia anthem. You feel me? The Junior Mafia anthem, where she spit them bars on that joint. We fell in love with Lil Kim from that. You heard? But then when we saw Lil Kim, like, she just was so, cute. And she was just so real and so Brooklyn looking that you had to just get behind whatever she was pushing out, man, because she just was so Brooklyn. And her delivery was bananas too. You understand? And she contributed some heavy shit to this game before and after Big. That's the ill shit about Kim. Like, let's keep it real. Out of Big whole camp, I respect everybody. The whole Junior Mafia sees everybody. You heard? But out of her whole camp, my nigga, it's her that kept Biggie legacy alive. The legacy of greatness that came out of Biggie's camp. She kept that shit alive and took it to a next level, my dude. You heard? Took it to a next level, my nigga. You heard? Like, she really made Big proud. Like, Big was out. Big was in the spirit world. Like, Kim held it down, my dude. Like, I can't take nothing from her. She got Big. She came out with that motherfucking joint that Cam said he wrote. A joint, I can't remember, where the floors is lighting up, and then my bro RC Pro-Am, shout out to the bro RC, the bro Randy, he choreographed that video. He's in the video too, and he choreographed that video. That's the bro who filmed a couple of my videos. You feel what I'm saying? My bro RC Pro-Am. You heard? He choreographed that video, and it became a big hit. You feel me? I know you seen me on the video. True, like, that shit was a big joint. And then, Kim kept putting it in, son. She kept putting it in. She came out with crazy records. Crazy records. That Mobb Deep joint, man, that joint, that kind of sealed the deal with Kim forever. Like, Kim already was dope. She already was fire. She already was the queen bee and all of that. But when she dropped that collab with Mobb Deep, that it's the real. I always tell this story, forgive me. But that song always gonna remind me of when I was in HDM on Rikers Island in like 99, right? I was in HDM, and they used to just, they had a few TV cells. It's like 3 or 4, it was 3 TV cells per tier. One all the way in the front, one in the middle, and one towards the back, but in the front of the back part of the tier. You heard? A lot of people ain't want they cells. They ain't want to be in the back part of an HDM tier because that shit was like literally 2 blocks long, like a 2-block New York 2 blocks. And if somebody getting stitted-abbed up or cut up or beat up real bad, police can't even hear you, bro. So nobody don't even be wanting to be back there. I was back there. Me, Pac-Man from Far Rockaway, and a few other dudes that, we live back there. And I had a TV cell. You heard? We had a TV cell. And you had to be official to have a TV cell. That's all I'm saying. You heard? I ain't here to jail brag. You heard? But everybody wasn't having no TV cell. But I had a TV cell. And in that TV cell, You know, they play videos starting at like, no exaggeration, like 5 in the morning, the TV cut on and the videos start playing because they're gonna start calling breakfast at around 5:30ish, you know, pushing towards 6 o'clock type status. Between 5:30 and 6 or whatever, they start running breakfast, I guess. You feel me? But man, oh man, if you don't understand how that record sounds at 5 in the morning, you know how music sounds when you just woke up out your sleep, or it's early in the morning and you throw it. Just music sounds different early in the morning like that. But I used to be in my cell, bro, and I would wake up to that. We done seen it all. We done did it all. And that shit just be like, bloom, bloom. Bloom, bloom. Yo, it's the real. When that joint came on, bro, listen, first of all, I'm in HDM. I'm trying to come home. So I'm sustaining from any form of touching my meat, dealing with, you know, trying to even think about the outside world, my girl coming up on a visit. I'm trying to stay back from her and all of that because I'm trying to withhold all of my spiritual energy so I can meditate my way out of this penitentiary at the time. You feel what I'm saying? So when I'm doing that, I can't, you know, beat off none of that. Can't do none of that. You feel what I'm saying? So my shit just on some mind power shit. And man, oh man, they used to play that video. I wake up 5 in the morning and I see Lil Kim, you know, she was doing that shot where she was squatting down with her skirt on and you could see a little flash of her panties and all of that. Man, oh man. That shit used to be taking a little piece of my life every time I saw that shit. I'd be like, oh God. 5 in the morning. It's still dark outside. I'm looking up at the TV. I'm just seeing the skirt with the panties shot. And she killing those bars. Yo, bro. That shit had the whole HDM sick every morning. Like, oh, no. Because they had that shit on all 3 TVs playing videos. You feel me? Early in the morning. Niggas seeing that shit like, no. Niggas in they cell like, yo, Kim, stop. Please. You heard? She spitting them bars looking like $1 million. Like, that shit was so classic. But that song was so crazy. It kind of helped me come home because I just kept saying to myself, I'm not going to be in jail while music like this is in the streets. Nah, I got to be in the streets for music like this. So it would inspire me to say, yo, I'm coming home, bro. I'm not going to miss this level of hip hop in the penitentiary. You feel me? I'm going back out because I was writing and going in the studio and spitting. You heard? I was doing all of that, my dude. You feel what I'm saying? I'm spitting in the can. That's how real this rap, let me tell you how real this rap ish is, right? I remember I got locked up. Yo, I'm tight, bro. I'm back on Rikers Island. I'm so sick. Matter of fact, I wasn't even on Rikers Island yet. I was in the tombs. I came home. I lasted 4 months in the streets. I got locked back up, right? Parole locked me up and all of that. Got caught with a bunch of weed, whatever. You heard? So I'm back in the tombs, bro. And I'm so sick to my stomach. I'm like, yo, word to my mother. I'm so sick, bro. Like, nothing feels worse than just coming home from the penitentiary and getting locked back up. Like, I was nauseous, bro. Like, I wasn't saying nothing to nobody. I wasn't talking to nobody. I was just nauseous. You feel what I'm saying? I was just nauseous. I just sick. And we got to the point, and at this time, I promise you, my bro, the tombs was so slow on the central bookings tip. It take you about 3 days to get to a bed at this time. It was sickening. Manhattan is a big borough, so they central bookings is slow, bro. Oh my God, like, I remember being in that shit, like, losing my mind, son. Like, yo, just get me to a bed. Like, please, like, just get me to a bed. Like, you get to a point, you don't care where they put, you can put me in the worst, most terrible house. I don't care. Just let me go to sleep, bro. You heard? That said, that going from cell to cell to get processed. So I'm in my head, I'm like, rap, I ain't thinking about rap. Like, I'm hearing dudes trying to rap and all that. I'm like, nigga, I ain't thinking about no rap. I ain't saying nothing to nobody about no rap. I'm not talking about no rap, because I was in the streets recording music for real. So I was feeling myself thinking I'm a real rapper. I'm like, yo, I ain't telling nobody about nothing, son. I remember we went to the clinic, right? This gotta be like a day and a half after we done been through the system already. We go to the clinic, you know, they got take blood or whatever they do. And I just remember sitting in the clinic. Like I said, I'm nauseous, bro, from going back through the system. And I remember sitting in the clinic and 2 fire bars just popped up in my head. You heard? I was like, yo, what the fuck? I said, yo, what's wrong with me, nigga? I'm back in the penitentiary, getting ready to get processed, getting ready to go back to Rikers Island. 'Cause I knew they wasn't keeping me at the Tombs because my classification is too high. So I know they gonna get me out of there, you feel me? So I'm like, I'm about to go back to Rikers Island. I'm probably going to HDM or the Beacon or something crazy like that. I'm sick to my stomach. And I'm thinking about bars. 2 bars just popped in my head. I was like, damn, them bars is hard. I got to write those down. Next thing you know, I'm in the clinic writing a verse, bro. In my head, like, oh shit, I'm spitting a monster 16. And I wrote a crazy 16 sitting in the clinic. I was like, oh shit. Got back to the dorm, wrote it down, whatever. And I spit it to myself. I was like, yo, this joint is crazy. But what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? When they finally got me to a dorm, rather, they sent me to a cell block. I was able to write that joint down, whatever, the Tombs. I was locked up in the Tombs 2 or 3 times, but this particular time, they sent me, we went through the clinic, they got me back to they finally put me in a cell. I wrote that shit down somewhere, and I'm like, I spit this joint to myself, and I said to myself, I said, yo, you know what? Nothing ain't gonna stop this rap shit. You heard? Like, I'm a rapper for real. Like, if you could be a return offender that ain't lasting the streets for 4 months, and you sitting up in a clinic in jail about to get processed and go to a dorm with who Lord knows who in there, and you still writing bars, this is what you meant to do, bro. You feel what I'm saying? So from that day on, I never questioned myself with this rap shit on whether, you know, this a fad in my life, or, you know, I'm just going through this now, and 5-10 years from now I won't care about this. Nah, my bro, you feel what I'm saying? Like, those bars, that writing rhyme shit is in me. You feel me? I couldn't help it. You heard? And when I got back to the dorm and I got that verse, I had to spit it for somebody. Like, I ain't spit it right away, but when I did spit it for somebody, they was like, oh shit, yo, you a rapper, son? I'm like, yeah, man. You heard? That's why this shit got me tight, my nigga. You heard? I was making some progress out there. You feel what I'm saying? And here I go back up in here, but I was spitting that verse and I just kept writing verses, bro. Then I got this book called Acts of Faith, like by that chick that got that viral clip with DMX, was like, yo, be quiet, man, let me talk to my son. She had a book out called Acts of Faith, and I got that book. I don't know if somebody sent it to me. I think my ex-girl sent it to me. Matter of fact, like, she's like, yo, this book is deep, take this book. And I read that book, bro, and that shit just changed my whole mentality of everything. Like, it was so many jewels in that book. I read that joint, and I was like, yo, you know what? I'm coming home, bro. Even before I got into the psalm action, or it might have been when I got into the psalm action. I can't remember, but I know it was that book, Acts of Faith, that attached to that psalm game. It was the stuff that I was reading in Acts of Faith, because she talking about mind power and spirituality and belief in things, and, you know, just making shit happen with your mind and all of that. So when I read that book and combined that with the Psalms, it was a wrap, bro. I'm like, yo, I'm coming home, bro. My mind is too strong for this shit. I can mentally will myself out of any situation. You feel what I'm saying? And I sure enough came home. And that's a fact. But, you know, back to female rappers, codename Mods, peace. City Noise was really good. Nah, I ain't sad, I'm high. You heard? Innocent Onyeka. Congratulations, you heard? All right, let me get back to the female talk and the female talks. Milk Crotch 69. I'm a rapist. I'll rape you. You heard? See, it's how my lives be getting ad suitability. I gotta stop feeding into people like this. But just for the record, bro, I'll rape you. You heard? Now, let me get you off the channel because you probably cost my green check just now. You heard? I hate that, man. I be forgetting that I'm on live and I be saying crazy stuff. But anyway, man. But yeah, my G's, let me think, man. Lil Kim, that's the contribution I know Lil Kim made. Oh, another thing about Lil Kim, I'm gonna keep it real with you. When I always liked Lil Kim though, when I seen how she was crying at Biggie funeral, when I seen the way Lil Kim was crying at Biggie funeral, I said to myself, I hope and pray that I have a woman in my life that feels for me like that when I go. You heard? I don't give a fuck whose son, whatever he was messing with, the way Kim was crying, bro, was the way somebody cry when they really, really, really love you. You heard? And when I seen her crying at that dude's funeral, bro, that shit broke my soul in half. And I said, nah, man, this is big. This is big girl, man. You heard? Like, nah, that was big friend. Not just this girl, his friend, a real friend. You feel what I'm saying? And that shit right there, like, I always looked at her differently after I saw how she was crying at. Because when it's all said and done, bro, when you gone, niggas be partying the next week, bro. But the way Kim was breaking down at that funeral, bro, it was different. You feel what I'm saying? And she earned my respect for life with that. I'm like, damn, like that was son really true friend for real. You feel me? And it was sad, man. I mean, but Nicki Minaj, realistically, Nicki Minaj, no, I don't think no female rapper ever did it as big as her. Like, as far as her fan base out there, the type of hit records, the #1 hit records she done made, like, she really took it to the next level on being a female rapper. Like that, she took it to next level super duper stardom that some female rappers, Eve, I forgot to mention Eve. Eve is from New York, right? No, Eve is from Philly. I'm bugging out. Eve is from Philly. But I don't think nobody ever took it to the levels that Nicki Minaj took it to at the time she took it there. You heard? So it's like, I remember Nicki Minaj on DVDs back in the days, trying to push this. I remember her with K Slay a little bit trying to push this. You feel what I'm saying? Like, she was on the underground on the DVD scene trying to get on like a real rapper, like doing DVD videos, and she was a real rapper. Like, she was really trying to get on. And that I respect. Like, a lot of some female rappers, man, they get pushed in the game with a cosign and that's it. They just on, you feel me? But, when you see a female rapper that really got some groundwork where, she put in some groundwork on that underground on mixtapes and DVDs and spitting live and going up to radio shows, spitting and being an underground rapper, paying her dues. Like, I saw Nicki Minaj do that in real time. You feel me? Like, she really was on DVDs trying to push. She had people behind her trying to push, to help her push, because she was a beautiful girl in the hood that spit. If you're a beautiful girl in the hood and you spitting, somebody gonna take a chance with you. You feel what I'm saying? But she paid her dues and grinded in the rap game until she made it big somehow. You feel what I'm saying? So, I seen it happen. So I can't take nothing from her contribution either. Can't take nothing from her contribution either, because she took being a female MC to a whole nother plateau. You feel what I'm saying? Like, super commercial level plateau that, a lot of us would love to get to that level. She did it. You feel what I'm saying? So Nicki Minaj put some work in. Cardi B came out of nowhere. Yeah, she was on reality shows and shit like that, but she went for it. She New Yorked out. She went for it, bro. She believed she was a star from day one. She was trying to get on anything popping, reality show, this, like, you feel me? She was trying to get it. She was trying to get it, and she had the balls to take a shot at it. You feel me? And she hit the lottery, basically, bro, because she put out that first song, and that shit went through the roof. That Bodak Yellow or whatever the fuck that shit was called, that shit went through the roof. First shot. You heard? She had the balls to do it. And, you know, realistically, the Latin community, the Latino community, they ain't really have that. They ain't really have no major star like that, female rapper to represent them like that. They ain't never have that. So when she came out, she was one of none. You feel what I'm saying? And the Latino spending power and you know, just the Latino power in New York City alone, they got all the way behind that. And you know, everybody else did too, because we all love these Spanish chicks out here. You heard? So niggas was like, what? She spin? Man, push her. And she blew through the roof, bro. And she became a super duper star too. Like super mega star, like. You know, that shit is dope though, to see a female become a super mega star. We had our mega stars back in the days. We had MC Lyte, we had Roxanne Shante. They was mega stars in New York City. But you know, we live in the internet age now, so music travels throughout the galaxy now at the speed of light. Back in the days, it was hard to get popular and get heard and be seen. So we gotta take our hat off to people like MC Lyte, Roxanne Shante, Sweet Tea, Antoinette, you know, Queen Latifah, and all of these women who they was putting in that work when, you know, the popularity of hip hop was still growing. It wasn't really all that worldwide yet. But in New York City, if a nigga saw Sweet Tea or MC Lyte or Queen Latifah or any of them, Roxanne, I was in love with Roxanne Shante as a kid. You feel what I'm saying? Like, she had the big ass door knockers. She was dumb pretty. You feel what I'm saying? She spit mad hard. Her voice was mad crazy sexy. You feel what I'm saying? Like, as a teenager, I was in love with Roxanne Shante. You feel what I'm saying? But it's a whole bunch of other females that, you know, I may have not mentioned that they was getting it in, bro. They was getting it in. But if MC Lyte can't walk up the block in 88, you heard? The crowds is forming. Oh shit, Lyte. You heard? MC Lyte. Niggas was in love with MC Lyte. Like, everybody, like, motherfuckers would kill for MC Lyte. That's a fact. Go back to 88 and say, yo, listen, bring a bunch of thugs and be like, yo, one of y'all can have MC Lyte if y'all just murder something here tonight. Somebody getting schmurdered, my nigga. Like, that's how serious MC Lyte was. Like, everybody wanted her. Every gangster, every drug dealer, you understand? Whether it was rumors that she ain't mess with dudes, whatever was going on, niggas ain't care. She was too bad. You heard? She was super bad back in the days when she came out with that when she was hopping off that train on Astor Place and she just went on, got in the car and went down in the joint. That shit was crazy, nigga. But Lyte had blazes. Lyte had blazes, but she was so bad. She was so fresh to death all day, every day. 2 fingers on and 4 fingers on and motherfucking sweatsuits with all type of cute sneakers, her hair done, big stupid ass door knockers on. Like, niggas was in love with her, my nigga. You heard? Niggas would go crazy if Lyte popped up anywhere. Oh shit, yo, light up the block. All type of gangsters be like this, yo, I'll be back. Niggas running over there to go get a glimpse at MC Lyte in real life. You feel what I'm saying? That's how it was in the 80s. Like, she was the baddest chick in the rap game, period. Like, everybody was in love with her, worshipped her. And her love life, that shit wasn't in the media, bro. So it drove people even crazier. Like, damn, who her man? Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, people were sick. But she put in that work. She put in that work. She had that heat.
Wait.
She had that heat. You know. So all of these New York artists, man, these females, they put in that work, my G's. They put in that work. G-Mun, that's a fact. Tight, I appreciate you, bro. Blend was really good. Yeah, Moni Love. Moni Love was another one. I was in love with Moni Love. Forget about it. When that record came out, Buddy First, when Ladies First came out. Ladies First. Ladies First, she was too good. Like, we all know. Everybody, we had heard Moni Love on a little, maybe a tape or two or something. But when we saw her, when people saw her, that Ladies First video came out, and people saw Moni Love, niggas was like, oh God. You heard? Niggas was hurt, son. Niggas was like, oh nah, son. She broke my heart. Niggas like, that's my wife. I'm marrying her one day. Niggas wanted to marry Moni Love, bro. Niggas wanted to marry and have kids and settle down and leave the streets alone with Moni Love. You heard? Moni Love would have came out to the most wildest drug dealer in Brooklyn and been like, listen, you can have me if you just leave the streets alone. Niggas would have been like, yo, bro, peace. Straight up. Moni Love was ultra bad. She was ultra bad. And then she had that British accent. Forget about it, nigga. Forget about it. Niggas heard, because you know you couldn't hear it in the rhyme like that. But when they heard her get interviewed on Video Music Box or MTV, and she had that British accent, niggas was like, oh, nah. Nah. I gots to get her. Niggas was in love with Moni Love, and she's still bad. To this day, she bad. But yeah, my G's, man. Female rappers, Sweet Tea was bad. Sweet Tea was bad. Antoinette was bad. Like, you know, I'm a young teenager at these times, man, so these female rappers used to drive me crazy, nigga. You heard? I was in love with Antoinette too. Like, Antoinette was bad. That little dance she was doing. Listen, bro. I was like, the Antoinette got into beef with MC Lyte. You heard? They was beefing heavy. That's where that sample come from. Hot damn hoe, shut the fuck up. Hot damn hoe, shut the fuck up. That shit come from MC Lyte dissing Antoinette. And if you Google that shit, MC Lyte was putting out brutal diss songs, my nigga. Like brutal shit where you be like, oh, come on, Lyte. She was wilding. You feel what I'm saying? She was wilding on Antoinette. But that's where that sample come from. Hot damn hoe, shut the fuck up. That shit was crazy. She had a few diss songs. But that Antoinette and MC Lyte beef, that shit was serious, bro. That shit was serious, but it was no beef more serious than that Kim and Foxy beef. Woo, that shit was... When them niggas dropped that, when Foxy dropped that song with motherfucking Capone and Noriega, that's my word. Soon as I heard that song, word to everything I love. You can ask niggas that was around me at the time, my Pottersville niggas. I'm trying to think what year that was, but that's my word. The second I heard that song, I said, it's gonna be a problem in these streets, my nigga. Trust me. When they dropped that shit, I said, that shit going into the streets. That shit coming off of wax and going into the streets. And sure enough, it did. Niggas had to bang out in front of Hot 97 like this. Niggas was out of control. That shit ain't funny. But when that shit happened and I seen that shit on the news, I was in tears laughing, my nigga. Because I'm like, only a Brooklyn nigga Only a Brooklyn nigga is gonna let off a fully automatic weapon. Because niggas let off a fully automatic in front of Hot 97. Down the block from the feds. The feds office is down the block. When I seen that shit on the news, they had to tape the crime scene. Niggas was like, yo, niggas let off a machine gun in front of Hot 97 down the block from the feds. I said, yo, these niggas is crazy. I was crying, my nigga. I'm gonna keep it real with you. But it wasn't a funny situation because people ended up going to the penitentiary, things of that nature. But, you know, at the time, it just was real crazy. And niggas was like, nah, no niggas ain't let off the machine in front of Hot 9. I'm like, yo, I know Hot 9 is stressed. Like, that shit was a war zone in front of that shit, nigga. Anything might happen in front of Hot 97 on a given night, nigga. Y'all heard the story about how me and Busta Rhymes got into it in front of Hot 97 and that nigga tried to get me blapped. That nigga was trying to get me blapped, man. You heard? I already told that story. If you've never seen that story, type in St. Laz Busta Rhymes, man. You heard? No hard feelings, Busta Rhymes. That was 100 years ago, but son tried to get me blapped. You heard? Tried to get the guard blapped. Know what I mean? But I was a young hothead and I was doing stupid shit myself, so it was partially my fault. You know, I'm an old grown ass nigga. I can admit that now. It was partially my fault, my nigga. Cause I was overly aggressively pressing niggas to buy CDs and shit. And you can't do that to people, my nigga. It makes people mad. And I aggressively ran up on Busta Rhymes and he got mad. You feel what I'm saying? So shit was partially my fault. Maybe 70% my fault. What's good, my bro? How you? Appreciate you. You already know. All right.
Yo, we still got it. OG still got it.
You already know. It's a fact. You know, the people out here know I still got them bars, man. I still got the bars. Like, what can I say? I still got them barillas, man. They call me Barilla, man. You heard? That's a whole fact. But like, yeah, my G's, man. You heard? Hold on, let me hit this vinyl, man. I don't want to hit this vinyl on camera. Skirst. I'm gonna tell something about haters that just being here trolling. Like, bro, I got like 30 moderators, my bro. Like, stop wasting your energy. Like, my moderators is gonna get any hate up out of here. You heard? That's what they do. They just wait for niggas like you to hate. Like, I'm on here talking about hip hop and positive things, bro. You gotta take bizzles out your mills now, my bro. On some G shit. Like, you gotta take the bills nulls out your mills now if you want to hear trolling. Like, chill out, bro. Go get you some puss or something, my nigga. You too uptight, my nigga. We talking about hip hop. Chill out, my dude. But yeah, man, I mean, we had some great rappers. I was looking at the list of female rappers. It's short, man. Like, it ain't a lot of female rappers. Like, it's millions of male rappers, but it ain't a lot of female rappers, man. It's hard for a female rapper. You know, it used to be hard for a female rapper. Now, female rappers, they pops, bro. Female rappers be popping, bro. Quickly. First. Steak bite. Yeah, I say a lot of crazy stuff on live, man. You heard? Lauryn Hill was, to me, Lauryn Hill was the greatest female rapper of all time. But some say, you know, I don't know how true it is, but some say Wyclef was writing a lot of her bars. I don't know how true that is, but it definitely affects, it affects the standings. Like, you know, I don't mind, dudes, I'm not going to sound sexist and be like, yo, it's okay for a female to write rhymes because that's sexist. I mean, for her not to write rhymes because that's sexist. You feel what I'm saying? But if a female happens to write her rhymes, then she's crazy with it. You feel what I'm saying? She's crazy. Even if she freestyle her own rhymes, she's crazy with it. But I don't know if Lauryn was really writing those bars, all those bars. I'm not sure. I'm sure she did write some bars though. I don't know about all her bars, but she was in a team. So, and then she was dealing with Wyclef, I guess, at a point in time. So it's all cool. Because I used to deal with a female that rapped, and she wrote all her own shit. But every once in a while, I wrote a verse that I wanted her to spit. And because that was my chick, she would spit it. But she didn't need me to write no rhymes for her. You feel me? So don't think every chick don't write no bars. Like, some chicks write bars. Some chicks write them bars. Feel me? So I don't know if Lauryn Hill was writing all them bars or not. I don't know. We don't know. We live in a day and age where people got to just come clean. Like, I used to think people wrote for Nicki Minaj until I heard her tweaking out online, cursing people out for saying that she don't write her bars. She was highly offended. So I was happy. I'm like, what? She's highly offended about that? Then that shit must not be true. You feel what I'm saying? And shit, she done spit some things. So if she's writing all of that, she's a talented motherfucker. You heard? I respect people with that pen game, man. That pen game gotta be serious, you heard? That Sean Penn gotta be up. You heard? That Penn State gotta be popping. That state pen gotta be up, nigga. You can't just be out here not writing no bars. You heard? Making love between the sheets. Oh, baby. I'm waiting for them new basketball cards to drop. You heard? I'm waiting for the new series of basketball cards to drop so I could get that Cooper flag, that motherfucking what's the mother kid's name? The VJ, VJ. What's her name? Memory is going, baby. It's going. Ace Bailey. Like, bro, I can't wait for these cards to drop because I'm coming for all them rookies. It's gonna be a hot basketball card drop this year, this season. There's some heavy rookies. Then I need that Luka on the Lakers card. Needs that. I needs that. You heard? Need that Jordan Clarkson on the Knicks card. I think Hoops still rock out. It's a few. I just got back in the game. You heard? I was out the game for a very long time. I just got back in the basketball card game. You heard? I'm back in, baby. You heard? I'm grown now. When you was a kid, it was rough collecting these cards. But now I'm grown. I bought a whole box. You heard? Give me the $50 box. Stupid cards in that joint. I got a nice little collection rocking. And I got a old school Knicks collection where I'm just collecting throwback classic cards. That card of Mark Jackson where he got the Diaz brothers or whatever the fuck them niggas' names is that killed their parents. He got them in the card with him. I had that card. And I think I may even have that shit in my crib somewhere. I just don't want to tear my whole crib up looking for it. But that Mark Jackson card, I think I got that, bro. You feel me? I had some cards, man. I had a whole collection of Marvel cards. I still got some Marvel cards somewhere, stashed somewhere, but I had a mean monster collection of Marvel cards, bro. Painted joints and all of that. Shit that you would never be able to get your hands on today unless you're paying all type of paper for those. You feel what I'm saying? That's why with my kids now, with their toys and all of that, I don't play none of those games, bro. When a toy becomes extremely popular, like remember when what's some shits called again? LOL dolls. When LOL dolls came out, I got my daughter whole LOL doll collection stashed away, bro. Cause I know one day them shits is gonna be collector's items. They gonna be collector's items one day. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, I wish I would have held my G.I. Joes and Transformers like that back in the days. Now them shits is collector's items. They don't make toys like that no more. They was making die-cast metal toys for us when we was a kid. They was wildin'. Remember that? Remember them niggas, Bionic 6? Remember them toys, the Bionic 6? They was all die-cast metal figures, action figures, bro. One of them shits will knock your whole head off. They were selling that to us. You feel what I'm saying? Die-cast metal. You heard? Transformers, they was plastic, but some of them had real metal. Voltron, the real Voltron, the real official of Voltron, the original, them lions was metal, bro. Not plastic. They was metal, hard metal. You feel what I'm saying? Like, we had some toys back in the days, my G's. You know, if we would have knew then what we know now, we would have made sure we kept all of them joints, because they all vintage, classic, worth money type shit right now. Like Castle, Gray Skull, I had all of that, bro. The Slimer, the Slime Castle, the Slime Pit, where you put the He-Man in and dump the slime on them, I had all of that, bro. You heard Battle Cat, motherfucking Castle, Gray Skull, motherfucking, what's the He-Man castle called? I forgot. But I had all of that, bro. Ram Man, Man at Arms, Transformer game was dumb. You heard? The first Transformer I ever had. The first Transformer I ever had. I ain't even gonna lie to you, man. Know what I mean? It was outside the pack in TSS. That's when TSS was open back in the days in East New York. And you know, I'm telling you, when I tell you, bro, the toy section in TSS, niggas was G'ing off in that. Like, nobody on Sundays, they just did not. I think if it was either Saturday or Sunday, one of those days out the week, it just was not no security on deck in that toy area, bro. And I remember I found a Cosmos, man. And that shit was outside the pack, man. You heard? I feel bad, man, but I threw that shit in the park. You heard? I'm gonna keep it real. I threw that shit in the pot. That shit was $7. I couldn't afford no $7. That shit was out the pack, and that shit was this small. Cosmos, green Cosmos. And the shit was laying on the motherfucking shelf outside the pack just by itself like a regular toy. I was like, this, I ain't even gonna hold you. I told my moms, I'm like, yo, I need this, please buy this. My mom was like, I don't got no damn $7 for that. I was like, cause the rest of them was in the pack. Just like, I don't got no $7 for that. My mom's even was like, better put that shit in your pocket. I'm gonna keep it real. I feel bad, and my mom shouldn't have been teaching me no shit like that at an age like that. But we was poor and black in Brownsville, Brooklyn in the early 80s. My mom was like, and the reason why she said that is because, bro, niggas was in there. Not that it makes it better because everybody else was doing it, but niggas was G'ing off in TSS, my nigga. You heard? Niggas was taking everything in TSS. They was wilding. That's probably why that shit had to go. But I threw that Cosmos in my back pocket, man. I was like this, damn. I took that shit home and treated that shit like my best friend, nigga. You heard? Had a green Cosmos Transformer Autobot, nigga, turned into a flying saucer. That was my first Transformer I ever got. And from then on, I was in love with them shits, bro. I used to go to Woolworths on Pickett Avenue and buy them. You ain't stealing from Woolworths. That shit is in the glass. They know better. That shit was in the glass case. You had to go ask the person, yo, can you open the case and get me a Transformer out of there? And they'll come and open that shit. But I did used to steal them niggas goldfish, though. I ain't even gonna hold you. And Woolworths, when I was a little kid, I used to go in that shit and steal goldfish. I'll go in that motherfucker, my nigga, with a regular plastic bag, grab one of them shits with my hand out the fish tank, throw it in the plastic bag, and run home before the fish die and put that shit in water. You heard? I was tearing Woolworth's ass up on them goldfish on Pickett Avenue. You feel me? But that was Brooklyn back in the days, man. You heard? TSS, Woolworths. It was a time to be alive, man. That same McDonald's that's on Pickett Avenue right now, that shit been there since 1981. Before then. You heard? It's a fact.
trying to think who I used to do this shit with. Nigga, we used to stand in front of McDonald's on Pickens Avenue and just beg old people for quarters, my nigga. You heard? That shit was just a hustle back in the days in Brownsville. We stand in front of McDonald's and just old ladies go by. We'd be like, can we have 50 cents? We hungry. You heard? Like me and my man. I forgot who I used to do that shit with on the regular, man. I forgot. You heard my memory going. But we used to just stand in front of motherfucking McDonald's on Pickens Avenue and beg for 50 cents for every old lady that walked by like this. And they used to be hitting us, bro. They used to be hitting us with that guap. Bing, bang, bang, here. Here go $2. Here go $3. Here go $5. And we run right up in McDonald's and get a motherfucking hamburger. That's when, you know, they had the regular, I don't even know if they still sell them shits anymore, but they had the regular hamburgers and regular cheeseburgers. Not the Big Macs, but the regular hamburgers. I used to just run up in there and get a hamburger and a cheeseburger. I was a fat little nigga. When I was, shit, nigga, when chicken nuggets came out, listen, bro, I used to be eating a 20-piece to the wig. My shit like 8 cash. My shit like 8 years old, my nigga. I be having my moms bring me back a 20-piece to the wig with a cheeseburger on the side. You heard? Might have had a milkshake. I'm just keeping it real. When you was a kid poor, when you was a poor little kid, you know, my mom's was on welfare and shit at this time. So, you know, when you on welfare, you get a little money too. They give you food stamps and they give you a little cash. My nigga, listen, my nigga. When you were poor, growing up poor on welfare and all of that, that McDonald's was a delicacy. Heard? That shit was a delicacy, my nigga. We used to be kids walking past that shit on Pickens Avenue, be smelling that shit. That's when OTB was on Pickens Avenue, nigga, right there on Rockaway and Pickens. OTB, right across the street from the newsstand. You heard? Big ass green ass OTB and shit. Like niggas be in there gambling all day. Motherfucking gambling slips be all over the floor. You feel what I'm saying? That shit was crazy on Pickens Avenue back in the days. But we be walking past that McDonald's, be like this. You know, you be a little hungry, nigga. You 8, 9 years old. You starving, nigga. You like this. Might have been some food in your house, but I don't want no baked chicken and rice. My mom's making shit like baked chicken and rice and all of that. Oxtails and shit like that. Like, nigga, I'm a little kid. I need that 20-piece nug. You heard? I need that 20-piece nug with that barbecue sauce and that sweet and sour sauce with some fries and a burger on the side. Maybe even a milkshake. But yeah, I was a fat little nigga. I'm gonna keep it real with you, bro. You heard? I was a fat little dude, my dude. Like, they used to call me Fat Brian. I'm still a fat dude, man. And I'm a vegetarian. So if I wasn't a vegetarian, I'd be about 400 pounds. That's a whole fact. But Chinese restaurant, my nigga. You know, back in the days, them shits took straight food stamps in the Brownsville. I don't know about other neighborhoods, but them niggas took straight food stamps. You heard? I slide up in there with a crispy $5 bill at all times, like this. $5 food stamp, like this. Yeah. Let me get a motherfucking half a chicken and fried rice. I was a fried rice nigga. French fries is alright. I fuck with them. But I really was a fried rice nigga. I like food, real food. I'll slide up in here. Let me get a half a chicken and fried rice. Yeah. That shit was $3. A half a chicken and fried rice when I was a kid, that shit was $3. 4 wings and French fries or 4 wings and fried rice, it was $2.50. You heard? I never got 4 wings. I always got a half a chicken because I needed that breast. You heard? You know how the half a chicken in the Chinese restaurant be having that one big lump on the breast, like that one meaty lump, and they cut that shit right on the side of it so it be all white with a little brown crispiness on it. That's the first thing I grab as soon as I open the platter. I just grab that breast chunk. Heard my shit 8, 9 years old, nigga, eating a whole half a chicken and fried rice to the head, to the wig, with duck sauce and soy sauce all in my rice. Maybe even had a good egg roll on the side. But I used to be fucking that up, though, my nigga, that half a chicken. Listen, I never ate the chicken leg, so anytime I got a half a chicken and fried rice, I either always gave the leg to somebody or I gave it to my dog. So my dog know when I come in with some Chinese food, my dog be at the door like this. Who's popping with that leg, nigga? You heard? Then I had cats. I be throwing them niggas everything, nothing go to waste, nigga. You heard? I eating that half a chicken, I'm throwing my cat them bones like this, holeless. You heard? Brownsville cats, man, they in there eating all type of chicken bones. You heard? They ass, all type of blood coming out their ass when they take a shit. Niggas done ate so many bones. But them cats, they love them Chinese chicken bones. Them shit's different from an average chicken bone. You heard? Them Chinese chicken bones? Them shit's different, nigga. Them shits be tasty, nigga. Them shits, they in that, they deep fried in that oil, that shit fry everything, nigga. That shit frying the egg rolls, the French fries, everything. It got a little bit of everything. A little bit of everything. The crab sticks, everything is soaked up in that grease. So that chicken, that shit just be bubbling, nigga. You heard? That shit be bubbling. They pop that shit up out that deep fryer, out that oil that been frying for about 4 months. That shit be spectacular. You heard? That shit be glistening. Them niggas be like, you want to throw that hot sauce on that shit? Splash, splish, splash, splish, 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 splash, splish, splish. That hot sauce soak into the skin of the chicken. You get home, you bust that shit open, you get the steam come out, you get a whiff of the hot sauce, you smell the vinegar inside the house, you're like, oh. You heard? New York nigga, man, this shit is orgasmic when you a New York nigga, my nigga, like. A half a chicken and fried rice, man, them bean sprouts and them and all of that, man. Listen, man, them onions chopped up in that shit, the scallion and all that. Good duck sauce, bust about 3 packs of the duck sauce. I remember when I was a little kid, you know how duck sauce always got a bubble in it? And then it had a picture of a panda on the duck sauce? I used to really believe that the bubble inside the duck sauce was a little creature, like a little something swimming in there. I used to think it was the panda itself in there. That's why I always remember that as a kid. Like, you believe all type of crazy shit as a kid. I used to believe the bubble in the duck sauce was a real creature swimming around in the duck sauce. I heard I had to be about 7. Maybe I was about 7. I heard as I got older, I realized ain't nothing in that duck sauce but some deliciousness, nigga. Splash that shit on a good egg roll. You heard? Man, listen, man. You heard? But those was the days, man. Those was the days, man. You heard? Those was the days, man. You heard? I was eating them rib tips, too. I'm keeping real. I wasn't always a 5%er now. You heard? I wasn't always God. Wasn't always G.O.D. Nigga done ate some rib tips now. You know, a lot of y'all niggas in this chat done ate some rib tips now. Some of y'all still be fucking with them rib tips. Y'all be in a chain restaurant like, yo, nigga, get that the fuck, just give me more sauce than that. Nigga done spray half the bottle on that shit. You like, yo, come on, you being stingy with the barbecue sauce. You know, them niggas barbecue sauce be delicious. I don't know what the fuck they putting in their barbecue sauce. But that Chinese restaurant barbecue sauce, nigga, that shit be different. That shit a different world like Jasmine God, nigga. You heard? That shit probably toxic, I don't know. But that barbecue sauce be hitting different. You heard? Niggas be spraying half the bottle. Niggas be like, nah, son, come on. I need that shit under them shits, too. You putting them on top of them, but you ain't putting it under the shits. Come on. After the nigga finished squeezing all the barbecue sauce out the shit, nigga got the nerve to say, let me get some hot sauce and ketchup on that too, though. Chinese nigga looking at you like, nigga, what the fuck? I done just gave you half the bottle of barbecue sauce. Now you want ketchup and hot sauce on the barbecue sauce? Then a nigga get home and bust a duck sauce open. Like, niggas gotta stop that, my nigga. My stepfather, this nigga, ignorant nigga, my nigga. My stepfather come to the motherfucking Chinese restaurant and argue them niggas down and make them niggas make gravy for his rice. He be like, they like, we don't make gravy. He like, the fuck you mean you don't make gravy? The gravy that come with the egg foo young, nigga. Make the fucking egg foo young gravy and put that shit over my rice. I'm like, yo, bro, this is not a soul food spot, my nigga. This ain't motherfucking Sylvia's and all of that, my nigga. Like, this nigga trying to make them niggas make smothered chicken in the Chinese restaurant. He ordering chicken with his rice. He like, now throw the gravy on top of the chicken. Before you do anything, throw the gravy on top of the chicken and rice. Yeah, like that. Yeah, see? See? And I'm like, yo, bro, you trying to make these niggas a soul food restaurant, bro. This is a Chinese restaurant, bro. They don't know nothing about no gravy over chicken and rice, nigga. This ain't motherfucking Alabama. Every time that nigga make them niggas make that shit. Every time they act like they don't know what he talking about. He like this. Yo, let me get 4 wings and fried rice. Let me get gravy over the rice. You're like, huh? What? He like, yo, come on, bro. Come on, man. We go through this shit every time, man. Fucking gravy over the rice, man. Charging that nigga $1 extra for that shit. You heard? Come on, bro. You embarrassing us up in here, my nigga. Making a Chinese restaurant make fucking smothered chicken. That shit, I'll be scared to see what that shit is now. I think a half a chicken and fried rice is like $10 now. That shit different. Cause I told you, my wife, anytime she get pregnant, she resort back to animalistic ways. You heard? Like, she be a vegetarian or pescatarian, only eat fish or whatever until she get pregnant. When she get pregnant, them Trinidadian, African, Indian, and African roots start calling her in the wild land like this. You heard? She get that baby in her, them hormones start going. She be like this, I must have oxtail. You heard? She just start eating oxtail with chicken feet and all type of deep Trinidadian shit. Like, you heard? So anytime she got pregnant, you know, we only got 2 kids, but anytime she got pregnant, you know, that's the rule. I look the other way. She be asking me like, you gonna be mad if I start eating meat while I'm pregnant? I'm like, listen, man. You know, whatever the savage beast in you is craving, just long as it ain't no swine, do you. You heard? Her shit be going crazy. And after she had a baby, she fall back from it. You feel what I'm saying? And she don't want it as disgusting to her again. But when a baby is up in there, she need them oxtails. You heard? She need them tails heavy. She be in the kitchen cooking up them tails, man. You heard? Currying up some tails and all of that. Whatever they be doing. But the last time she had a baby, last time she had my son, I know the meat thing is about to come to an end and she gonna stop fucking with it again. So it's this Chinese restaurant. Like, my son was born in 168th. You feel me? In that hospital on 168th. I don't know if this Chinese restaurant is still there because I can't find it for some reason. Like, I'm always going on the wrong block or what. But it's this one Chinese restaurant that's over there by that hospital, my nigga. It gotta be like on 160. It's between 167th and 160, maybe like 5th on either Saint Nick or Amsterdam. That's the confusion. It's on one of them. Saint Nick, bro, one of them streets. I can't remember. But I had found this Chinese restaurant while she was pregnant in the hospital for a few days. You heard? And these dudes had outstanding old school Chinese restaurant food. I'm talking about they fried rice was brown. You feel what I'm saying? They egg rolls and shrimp rolls was huge. Not them little small bullshits they be selling now. They had the big stupid brolic shits like No Pork in My Fork got in Brooklyn on 4th Avenue. That's another great Chinese restaurant. No Pork. No Pork Chinese restaurant on 4th Ave. They shit is outstanding. Everything they make. You feel what I'm saying? But I found this Chinese restaurant in Washington Heights on 160 something street, and these dudes, they just was the business, bro. They was the business, cause you know I get like tofu and broccoli with fried rice, so I could tell if a restaurant is about their business by how they make that tofu and broccoli with fried rice. If they know how to give it up the right way, that should be delicious. You heard? But I found this spot. My wife, she from Trinidad, and you know she came over here when she was like, 13 or 14 or whatever. So she never really had a half a chicken and fried rice. She done had shit from the Chinese restaurant before, but she never had a old Brooklyn half a chicken and fried rice. And I used to tell her all the time, like, yo, man, you missed it, man. In the 80s, man, Chinese food was different, man. Like, you heard, we had two of the best Chinese restaurants in the whole field. Like, we had the shit on Pitkin Avenue, and we had the shit on East New York Avenue around my way. Both of them was bananas. The one on Pitkin Avenue is legendary. They food was legendary. They shit was so delicious out that spot. So, I found this Washington Heights joint, and they shit was on that level, like old school Chinese restaurant, bro. Egg in they rice. You heard? Like, niggas don't be putting no egg in they fried rice. Like, what is y'all niggas doing, bro? We need the little pieces of egg in the fried rice. Come on. I don't want yellow rice. I want fried rice. Throw that MSG up in that bitch, nigga. Like, you heard? But anyway, I went and got her a half a chicken and fried rice. When I seen that they style was old school, I went and got her a half a chicken and fried rice. And I brought that shit up to the hospital, and I said, even though the baby is born, and I know you about to get back on your vegetarian shit or whatever, I said, you must experience this shit right here. And I bust open that half a chicken and fried rice, and I said, I'm out of here. I'm going home. I'm going to leave you with this half a chicken and fried rice, and I'm going to let you understand what you missed in the 80s in New York. You heard? She murdered that shit. You just finished pushing out a baby, you be starving. After you recuperate, fall out, pass out, wake back up, you be starving. She destroyed that shit. She called my shit the next day like, yo, that motherfucking half a chicken and fried rice was so crazy. I said, I know. Bought her the egg roll on the side, shrimp roll on the side, whole that shrimp roll on the side, with a good soda. If you're gonna go toxic, you might as well go all the way toxic. You might as well, if we going 80s toxic, we might as well go all the way 80s toxic. Hold that Peps down, nigga. Hold that Pepsi down, nigga. But after that, she got back on her shit. Now, I mean, she got to breastfeed and all that shit or whatever. So she got back on her healthy shit. But she had to experience that half a chicken and fried rice for you to be a real New Yorker. I had to solidify and christen her like this. All right, now you're a real New Yorker. You done taste that real Chinese food, nigga. I was watching some shit. That nigga Michael Che had me dying. Nigga was like, yo, I fuck with Chinese people, man. He was like, yo, Chinese people brought broccoli to the hood, man. He said we wasn't fucking with no broccoli until Chinese people brought it over here, man. That nigga had me crying, my nigga. So the niggas brought that shit to the hood, nigga. Brock. The nigga was like, we ain't know what them shits was called. We used to call them shits little trees and shit. We ain't know what the fuck broccoli was. This shit was dumb funny, my nigga.
You want a bag?
Good, thanks. Niggas coming out the supermarket stealing mad shit. Niggas be stealing some funny shit, man. You heard? Sometimes these people be getting whatever they could get, man. Niggas be stealing some funny shit, my nigga. See a nigga running down the block with a big oatmeal. Yo, what's up, yo? Like, nah, my nigga, I don't need 7 pounds of steel cut oatmeal. I'm sorry, I don't need that. You heard? Nigga be running down the block with a pound cake. Yo, I got that Edmonds pound cake. I'm like, I'm good, bro. That shit been under your arm for 40 minutes. Some type of underarm steam done went and got into the box already, my nigga. I'm good. Niggas said niggas don't steal, but niggas love buying some stolen shit, nigga. Heard? Niggas love buying some stolen shit. I remember I played myself and bought a bike from a nigga. I was in the Bronx. Nigga came up, yo, you want a bike? I'm like, damn, this shit looking alright. Nigga was like, yo, how much you want for that shit, nigga? I was like, I don't know, man. So I give you 10 cash. He was like, give me that shit. I was like, this. Took that shit to my crib, nigga. I never rode that shit in my life. That shit was a waste of space. I put that shit on the roof in my building. I put that shit on the roof staircase. Like, this shit gotta get out my house, nigga. I never rode that shit one time. So this is why, man, you just can't be buying shit, man. Straight up. But yeah, my G's, man. Read some of these comments, man. You heard? Read some of these comments, man. That shit be crazy, man. Niggas be trying to steal steaks and chickens. You heard? Pork chops and all of that. I seen that video the other day, man, where, you know, the lady is pouring the Coca-Cola on the pork chop. You know, back in the days, the guards used to come around and do that shit with vinegar and shit. You heard? Pour vinegar on a piece of pork and show the worms coming out of that shit, parasites coming out of it. You heard? Like, there's a video I seen it that's going around YouTube right now where the lady poured Coca-Cola on a pork chop. You heard? She poured a Coca-Cola on a pork chop and just like, watch. Them shit started crawling up out the meat like this. I was like, that shit disgusting, my nigga. You heard? She poured the Coke on that shit once. It started bubbling. Then she wiped it off and she poured it on that shit again. Like 5 worms came up out the meat like this. I was like, oh shit. That shit real. You heard? Because pigs be in the mud. And when they in the mud, it's that the temperature of the mud is the perfect, this is what I read. I don't know how true this is, but they said that the temperature of the mud is the perfect temperature for several insects, but flies especially, for them to lay their eggs, you know, which turn to maggots. You know, baby flies is maggots. So they said that, you know, flies and other insects, they lay their larvae in the mud because it's the perfect temperature for their kids to hatch in or whatever. And then the pigs that's in the mud, they swallow them shits by mistake by wobbling in the mud all the time. You heard? Some of the fly larvae and all of that, they ingest that shit. So it be in the pig. And when, you know, the shit be in the meat, my nigga. You heard? That shit be in the meat, them parasites. The pigs themselves have parasites. So when they chop them shits up and throw a pork chop on the grill, them parasites is in that meat, deeply embedded in it, but they just unhatched. So it's eggs. It's really, you know, parasite eggs that's in the meat. But when you pour that Coca-Cola on that bitch, them shits activate like the Wonder Twins, like this. So if you eat pork out there, you might want to pour some Coca-Cola on that pork before you cook it. Get them good worms. Get them good worms about that meat. Because they in there. Like Prego. It's in there. You heard? That shit ain't even funny, my nigga, but it's wild when, you eating some meat, pause, that shit got embedded parasites inside the meat that can be activated with a soda. Like, that shit different, nigga. Let me find my lickety right quick. My nigga, I ain't, I don't sit here and act like I'm some type of super healthy eating ass nigga. I'm just a vegetarian. I just don't eat meat. Pause. You feel what I'm saying? But I ain't eat meat. I ain't eat pork since 1993. You heard? So, to each his own. Whatever a person eat, let them eat it. You heard? I know Chinese restaurants ain't the healthiest place to eat out of them, but when I'm eating out of a Chinese restaurant, I'm eating vegetarian food out of the Chinese restaurant. You feel what I'm saying? But like I said, to each his own, man. Whatever a person eat, they eat. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck what you eat. You can eat a beaver's ass if you want to, nigga. It's none of my business. But I'm just letting you know the facts. You heard? Yeah, my genies. Shout out to the bro that hit me up the other day, man. Son got a show out where he straight everything he make is Alkaline. You heard? Alkaline cooking show. You heard? Bro had some crazy dishes that look crazy. He had some mushrooms. Them shits look straight like steaks, bro. You heard? I'm like, these are steaks? What's this? And I read the caption. I asked him. I said, yo, these is mushrooms? He like, yeah. I said, damn. They got some vicious mushrooms out there, bro. Vicious mushrooms that's delicious. They got a mushroom called chicken of the woods. You heard? Because that shit tastes just like chicken when you cook that shit, bro. They call it chicken of the woods. Look it up. It's delicious. I love shrooms. I love the mushrooms, bro. I be making mushroom sandwiches. Like, I'll just get an Italian bread, toast the Italian bread up, and I'll stir fry a whole thing of mushrooms. Stir fry that up with some black pepper and some garlic, a little sea salt and black pepper. Stir fry that shit up. Put that shit on the whole hero, like a regular hero bread. Put that shit on the whole toasted hero bread. Might throw a little mayo on that. Olive oil, stir fry that up with some olive oil. Bruh, that shit be hitting. Sometimes I might throw a little bit of mozzarella cheese or Parmesan cheese on that bitch. And listen, bro, that mushroom sandwich be hitting different. Do not sleep. Do not sleep. Heard? I had a mushroom Philly cheesesteak. I forgot where I got that from. I think it was from, I forgot what mall that joint is in, man. But one of the malls had a mushroom Philly, had a Philly cheesesteak restaurant, and they had a mushroom Philly cheesesteak option. That shit was, I know what it is. I know what it is. It's I'm getting something mixed up. But yeah, they had a mushroom Philly cheesesteak option. That shit was delicious, my nigga. Mushrooms with the cheddar cheese, the onions. Oh. It was crazy. It was crazy. I'm telling you. What's the name got a mushroom burger too? Shake Shack got a mushroom burger, and it's great. It's great, but I just, I had it so many times. Like, they could do better now. It's time to step it up. Like, I got to step that mushroom burger up and make it even crazier, because that shit is type small. You heard? And they put OD cheese in the shit. It's a stuffed mushroom. And they put that shit on, the hamburger bun. That shit be hitting, my nigga. It be hitting. For a vegetarian, you will appreciate it. It's cheesy. It's heavy cheese. It's not vegan. It's vegetarian. But that with some good Shake Shack fries, you be straight, bro. But I'm gonna tell you who got the greatest stuffed mushrooms on the planet Earth. I know some of y'all may have heard me say this before. But there's a restaurant in Jersey called Hula Hands. There's a bar, sports bar called Hula Hands. My nigga, these niggas got the greatest. Matter of fact, they on the channel. You could type them in. St. Laz stuffed mushrooms. You heard? Put in fat vegetarian mushrooms, and you'll see the shits. I did a review on them and all of that. But listen to what I'm telling you, bro. I don't think I did a review, but I just got a video of them. But bro, these stuffed mushrooms and hula hands, them shits is literally, you know, when you leave this life, or when when you at the end of your life and you got to go back in your head and say, all right, what's the most delicious food I've ever had while I was on this planet? Them niggas is on the list, bro. They stuffed mushrooms. They got some Parmesan stuffed mushrooms, bro. Listen, bro, cheese is not all of that good for you. We shouldn't be eating that shit. It's cholesterol, all of that shit. But I'm just saying, if you still eat cheese, these Parmesan stuffed mushrooms from Hula Hands in New Jersey, bro, and they closing those. A lot of Hula Hand locations don't exist no more. They only got a few left. While them shits is in existence, bro, and if you are in New Jersey or in New York or close to Jersey, and you like mushrooms, even if you never had no mushrooms. I know niggas that ain't never had a mushroom in their life, but they love these shits. Son, you taste these niggas stuffed mushrooms, my nigga, you have never tasted a stuff. I've had stuffed mushrooms in many of places, trying to find a stuffed mushroom that could contend with these motherfuckers. My wife done made some great ones that was good. They was good ass mushrooms. But Hula Hands? When I tell you they make these shits to perfection, they have mastered the art of stuffing a mushroom. And when I tell you, these niggas shits is on a different level of human understanding, you have to try them for yourself. You heard? Like, they make a lot of great stuff in Hula Hands. They make bar food, and I love bar food. You heard? But man, oh man, them stuffed mushrooms, them shit's different, bro. You heard? You in Jersey? Go get them shits tonight. They be open late on Fridays. Go get them shits tonight. They got the appetizer that come with, I think, 4 or 6 maybe. And then they got the dinner one that come with like 9 of them shits, 10 of them shits. You would never be able to finish a whole order of them shits for yourself. You'll be disgusted. You're going to have to share 2 or 3 of those with somebody else. You heard? Because they give you a lot. But my G's, you don't understand, bro. You don't understand. Since we talking about fattening stuff, I'm gonna tell you who else got some delicious fattening stuff. What's the name? The Sugar Factory. I don't know about that one in Times Square, bro. You feel me? I ate there. They shit was alright. I don't remember how the fried mac and cheese was in there. But in the one in Atlantic City, the Sugar Factory. Bro, that mac and fried, they sell some fried mac and cheese. Of course that shit is fattening and terrible for you. But, oh no, matter of fact, it's mac and cheese balls. Fried mac and cheese balls. Them shits is different. Them shits is different, bro. Them fried mac and cheese balls, they come with like a vodka sauce. They give you a vodka sauce to dip them shits in. Ooh wee! You heard? I went there the other day. I had their pasta. It was delicious, but it could have been more of that shit.
It could have been more of that shit. I mean, but they pasta game is bananas up in there. I ain't even gonna lie to you. They pasta dishes. You know, a vegetarian, you ain't really got too many different options. But they pasta game, like they Alfredo pasta. That shit is marvelous. It's marvelous. You heard? And then they got some shit. They got some spicy. They got some spicy vodka pasta or some shit like that. Vodka penne, spicy vodka penne or something like that. That shit was crazy, my dude. Like, I took my daughter there for her birthday or something, and we had that pasta. They got it. They didn't know that it was a two dish. Like 2 people could eat off the dish, and they bought so much pasta out, it was ridiculous. So they had to take some of that shit home. That shit was expensive as fuck too, and you had to take that shit home. I took that shit home, bro. They ate so much of it, they was disgusted from it. So I was like, man, I'm taking that shit home. That shit too good. You heard? Took that shit home, woke up the next day, I had a whole plate of that shit in my refrigerator. A whole container filled to the top with that shit. I woke up the next day, I tossed that in the mic, dog. That shit was so delicious, bro. I was like, yo, these dudes' pasta is different. I'ma keep it real. I don't know what they doing in there. But I don't be messing with them big, stupid drinks with brownies hanging out and all of that. I'm there for the pasta. But I can't fuck with the one in Times Square. They be wilding. They be running up on your table, taking pictures of you while you eating. Like, nah, bro. I'm here to eat, bro. But I guess, you know, what am I doing here if I'm not used to shit like that? But yes, sir. Let me see what else I ate, man. I'm gonna tell you some things I've been eating that's crazy. I went to Wahlburgers. I told you I went to Wahlburgers. Wahlburgers is delicious, bro. They got an Impossible Burger. Son put government cheese on his burgers because he said he grew up poor. You heard? And he used to eat government cheese, so he got government cheese on his burgers. You feel what I'm saying? They got the fried pickles. They got the crispy onion rings that's mad thin. They got the mad thin onion rings. Them shits is paper thin. They delicious. You heard? The fries. Wahlburgers is serious, bro. They serious. They burgers. They got that shit on a good shiny bun. You feel me? They got a special type of sauce on that shit. Cheese on that shit be heavy. Like, they make a serious burger, man. They don't make a suck ass burger. They make a serious burger. Tore that up real drastically. You heard? Lately, I just been wanting Indian food, man. You heard? I be going to the Indian spot. Man. Just getting what I went to there the other day. I got some eggplant. Pause. You heard? I got some eggplant. They got the eggplant with the potatoes and the peas in it. I got that with a roti and just murdered that. Threw that shit inside a city bike. You know how city bikes be lined up on the street and they got the basket on that shit? Threw that shit on a city bike basket and just bust that shit down in the middle of the street. You heard? Good looking on this table. But then early this morning, I ain't even tell my wife that that's what I ate. The eggplant from the night before. She wake up early in the morning and make that Trini eggplant breakfast meal where they be burning the eggplant and then they turn it into like a sauce. Man, that shit delicious as hell. Woke up, destroyed that. Sometimes, man, you get a craving for something and it's really a nutrient or a vitamin that's in that particular vegetable or whatever that your body is craving. You feel me? You may not know what it is, but your body be telling you, yo, I got a taste for some fucking spinach or I got a taste for some whatever, boom, boom, boom. And it's something in that your body needs that you should be eating. And it's not just a craving. It's your internal vitamin system going off. Like, hurt? But yeah, my G's, man, I'm just out here in the city, man. It's nice out. Other night I came out, it was a little cold. Once it got this late, that's why I got a jacket now. You heard? It's still a little breezy out here. This jacket dumb light, though. I'm happy I ain't had to take this ish off. Yo, it's really some beautiful apartments in Manhattan, though. Like, let's be real, though. It's a beautiful. The whole city is a great place. You know, Brooklyn is beautiful, Queens is beautiful, like it's places to live in all of these boroughs. That's great. The Bronx got some suburban areas that's beautiful. Like back there behind Castle Hill, they got houses back there, beautiful ass homes. Throgs Neck, beautiful ass homes. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Every borough got a part of it that shit is the straight beautiful suburbs. Every borough. You feel me? But it's like Manhattan is crazy, bro. Like, if you ever really get a chance to live in fucking Manhattan, you a lucky motherfucker, bro. Like, I'm talking about, you know, Midtown, bro. I'm talking about Midtown, Upper Manhattan, Upper West Side, Upper East Side. Dudes be having these little apartments over an Indian restaurant or over a bar. Like, yo, bro, these apartments is classic, bro. And this is why people will pay. New York has been in so many different movies and featured on so much film that people will literally pay anything that they can pay to live in this city, bro. Especially Manhattan and Midtown next to the action. You feel what I'm saying? So sometimes you be walking past these stores and, you know, Indian restaurants and bars and, you know, restaurants, and you look up and you like, oh shit, there's a bunch of apartments over this shit. Like, and then you see a little door entrance. You like, okay, I see where they go in. And it's like, bro, to have an apartment in fucking 84th Street and Amsterdam Avenue, that shit is a motherfucking blessing. You feel me? Like, to have an apartment like that shit is a blessing, bro. You feel me? Like, people be willing to pay whatever, bro. Imagine you got a crib, nigga. You live on 68th Street and York Avenue. You heard? You on 68th in York. You feel me? Like, the type of freedom you will experience living in these places is unmatched, my nigga. I'll be outside all day, every day, 4 in the morning. Because it's active out here, man. And then you be having little projects tucked in these little shits, like in these beautiful ass Manhattan neighborhoods. You be having little projects, little 1 building, 2 building projects tucked in that shit, my nigga. Like, a nigga would be happy to even live in one of these projects, tucked in these little nice little areas. Like, you feel me? Shit crazy. Like, that project's on Hell's Kitchen, Harbor View. They got a project in Hell's Kitchen called Harbor View. That shit was on the news years back because it was mad people lying, saying that they made a lower income so that they could get an apartment in Harbor View because it's a NYCHA housing projects, but the views in that bitch is beautiful, nigga. You see the whole Hell's Kitchen, the motherfucking West Side Highway, the rivers, the bridges. Niggas was lying on their applications like, yo, man, I only make 50,000 or 40,000 a year, 30,000 a year, whatever, just to get in them shits. They was coming to find was people in there making millions. But they just wanted to be in Harbor View and pay that light ass bread. You feel what I'm saying? So it's projects in this city, my nigga, that they be cuffing, bro. Like, if you coming into the NYCHA system, you put your application in and you finally get accepted into NYCHA, it's gonna be a list of projects that they cuff completely, my nigga. That they will never tell you that it's an opening in that project. They gonna send your ass to Brownsville, East New York, the South Bronx, Far Rockaway, Queens. They gonna send you to the worst areas, East Harlem. You feel me? They gonna try to put you in the worst spots, but they ain't telling you that they got a joint on motherfucking 79th Street, all the way on this. They be having little joints tucked in 23rd Street, having joints tucked in the cut that you won't know nothing about. And them shits are straight NYCHA developments. But they cuff them shits, bro. They cuff them shits. You heard? You gotta have an inside plug to get in one of them shits, nigga. The fix gotta be in to get in one of them shits. I be walking past these projects, I be like, damn. I would love to be in one. Not saying that I would love to be in the P's, but I'm just saying, like, listen, when you grow up in the projects all your life, my nigga, it's scary. You need that shit. You heard? Like, it's been times when I wasn't living in the projects for long periods of time where I'll be roaming around the city and I'll see a random projects and I just go in that shit, bro. I just go in it because it's familiar to me. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you be all out on the regular street, you know, you feel uncomfortable. Then when you see some
brown buildings with benches and shit. You're like, okay, this my speed right here. And I'll go into a random projects and just chill, bro. I do that to this day, my nigga. I'll just walk into a random projects and chill. You feel me? I scope the scene out. If I see niggas is hostile and, you know, it may be a war going on, niggas don't want nobody out there. If I read the energy, I'm out. You feel me? But sometimes I just roam into a projects and sit on the bench. Niggas don't know every nigga in they fucking projects. You don't know every single human being in your project. So sometimes I just go in the peas, I sit my ass on the bench and smoke a blunt and mind my fucking business. You feel me? Because I know I could do that in here without nobody fucking with me back in them days when, you know, you had to do shit like that. But sometimes I just want to just chill. You heard? Like, I want to see the people of the peas. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, I just walked past a little projects just now. That shit had one building, right? Clearly a nitrogen development. Shit just had one building. You heard them chicks that was in the background laughing and making all of that noise? They was from that building. They was coming out that building. But it's like, the type of energy that I enjoy is that hood energy, nigga. So I'm gonna be attracted over there. Like, what's going on over here? Like, when you a nigga that grew up in the projects, other projects be interesting to you. You heard? Cause like, you know how your peas is. You like, this shit got heritage. Like, everybody is related to this. Boom, I know I done seen these people grow up. I know who these motherfuckers, these niggas went to jail. These niggas became legends. These niggas got rich. Like, you know how many different personalities and elements is in your projects. So when you see another project, you can't help but to spark your curiosity on what's going on in that projects. Like, who's the nigga out there? Like, you know what I mean? Who the baddest broad is out there? Like, you feel me? Who getting the money out there? You gonna be thinking about all of that shit when you a project nigga. You heard? You gonna always have that mentality because it's sort of like an institution like jail. So it's like whenever you see a peas, you like, it's a system in there. Like, somebody running that shit, then you got another nigga that he got beef with, he run his side of shit. You feel me? Like, in any peas you go to, like, it's gonna be something cooking out there. So as a project nigga, you gonna always want to analyze that shit. Like, you heard? Because you never know when you gonna end up in a new projects. It happens. You end up in a new project. Something happened. You gotta move. Whatever. Niggas tell you, yo, your fucking apartment got a pipe in it that we gonna have to dig that shit out for 9 months. You feel me? Maybe 2 years. Like, what you want to do? You want to move to another building in the projects, or you want to go to this housing projects over here for 12 months, blah, 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 and you decide if you want to stay there or not. Not mean being because they do shit like that sometimes. And you be like, fuck it, let me just go to this different projects. And you pop up in a whole new piece, nigga. You heard? Nobody don't know you. Some people may know you. You heard? That shit is like coming into a new jail, my nigga. That's why niggas in the projects in New York, it's sort of like the penal system, because people, the way people get transferred to different jails, that's how people get transferred to different projects, bro. Shit happen, a dude catch a case out there, or he gets shot out there, and you know him and his girl live together, and his girl be like, yo, put in for emergency. He tell his girl, yo, put in for emergency transfer, because I ain't trying to stay here while I go to war with these niggas. You heard? And then they shoot her. She in Brooklyn in the Ville. They shoot her up to the Bronx. Now son is in motherfucker. Now niggas is moving into Butler projects in the Bronx, and they from Brooklyn. They don't know nobody out there. You feel me? And sometimes nigga just be low and keep to itself, and other time a nigga might start getting to know niggas. Shout out to the bro Pop from the Pink Houses. You heard that dude Project Heat. Like, I'm a clown. I ain't even know that one of my mans, somebody I was locked up with and all of that, is the dude who put out Project Heat, writes Project Heat and all of that. I just finished binge watching the whole first season of that. You know, I always used to see clips online and stuff like that, but I be moving so fast, I never really got a chance to sit down and really watch the whole thing. You feel me? But I just finished binge watching the first season. Shout out to Sim, shout out to Pop. You heard, but Project Heat, if you never seen Project Heat, I'm sure a lot of y'all probably already saw it, but if you didn't see it, make sure y'all go check Project Heat. Start with season 1. You know, I binge watched that shit the other day, and that shit happens in that series. His son moves to a whole new project. You feel what I'm saying? Son come from another area and move to a whole new piece. That should be a different situation. I'm out here, nigga. I'm sharing my G's, man. I ain't gonna talk a hole in your head all night, man. You heard? I'm gonna read some of these comments, man, so excuse me while I stare at the screen awkwardly. Tighter than, that's a fact, bro. Mike, that's a fact. G Walls, that's a whole fact, bro. I would love to do a hood series, man, but that should take a lot of cooperation. Like, you need a whole team to get that shit done. You feel what I'm saying? I don't fuck with enough niggas to have a team, man. I'm gonna keep it real. Big Rob, that's a whole fact. Story of projects. Some of them projects got beautiful views. Queensbridge too. Queensbridge, they see the Queensboro Bridge. Remember my cousin, rest in peace, my cousin T-Roy. Cousin T-Roy, man, like my aunt back in the days, man, my aunt Brenda, man, they had an apartment in Roberto Clemente Plaza. That's in like Williamsburg. It's not a project. It's just like, you know, it's like what Glenmore and Brownsville used to be back in the days, or like let's say like what's them shits right there on what's them joints right there on right over the Williamsburg Bridge. I always forget the name of these joints, man. Them Brooklyn apartments, maybe like a little condominium. It's like a co-op city in Brooklyn. I can't remember the name of it right now, man. We did a story on the channel. Saquon did a story on the channel. Lindsay. You heard? Like, that's how Roberto Clemente Plaza was, but it was a little bit more upscale. But my aunt was one of the first black tenants in the whole Roberto Clemente Plaza, because they had that joint so cuffed for the Jewish community. It was 95% Jewish people in there and 5% black and Hispanic. And my aunt was one of the first black people who got an apartment in Roberto Clemente. And we used to go to her house for the holidays, Thanksgiving and stuff like that. And the view they had out their living room window, bro. Oh my God. The view of the Williamsburg Bridge that they had from their window, because she lived way up high. Yo, bro, that shit was breathtaking. That shit was breathtaking. And I used to be telling my cousins, like, y'all niggas living with this view in your living room? You know, in the daytime it looked good, but at night when that been lights, that shit look crazy. You feel what I'm saying? It's like in New York City, bro, a view like that is priceless, bro. It's priceless when you got a good ass view out your window, man. Straight up. Starting no rats crawling around me. Read some of these comments. D add to Yursk. I gotta get some shirts, man. I gotta get some Yursk shirts. You heard? We used to really do that shit in the hood though. Like, we was in Dykeman, me and my team and shit. That was really our salute though. We'd be like this. Yursk. You heard? If we wasn't going yeah, we was going chirp. You heard? I see my man coming down the block. He don't see me. I'll be like this. Chirp. Straight up. C-H-U-R. I'm saying churd. C-H-U-R-D. But I'm saying it so short and abruptly. Only one of the team will know that is one of me. I'll be like this. Chirp. Some be like this. Because everybody be like, everybody do that. That could be anybody calling you. But we had our own shit that was like a except for that shit was, and then our other shit was slurred. You heard? We used to say slurp, straight up. That's what that chirp, that shit end up evolving into slurp. You heard? We used to be calling each other that in the P's like this. I see my son down the block, I'll be like this. Slurp. S-H-U-R-L. Slur. No, S-H-L-U-R. Slur. You hear that shit anywhere, nigga. You heard that, nigga. You know that was Potter's Field, nigga. You was one of Potter's Field if I was hitting you with that. You heard? From deep, I'd be like this. Slurp. Niggas be like this. Antennas go up. Straight up. Yeah, man, you know, back to this discussion. You know, we said what we had to say. I don't know who the queen of New York. Who is the queen of New York City rap? The ultimate queen of New York City rap. That's a hard question, my dude. That's a hard question. Oh yeah, that Lil Kim album cover. Oh God. I was up north for that album cover where she did that squat. Oh my God. Not only, listen, her feet was crazy. Her toenails was crazy. The shoes she had on was crazy. The bathing suit or whatever she had on was crazy. That shit had niggas up north fucked up. That Lil Kim album cover, that hardcore album cover, oh man. That shit had niggas sick. That shit had niggas sick. And then they had that Sauce. I don't know if it was Sauce or Double XL, don't remember. But they had that layout of Kim and Foxy when they was together for that photo shoot. Niggas lost their minds, my G's. Niggas lost their minds, you heard? Now, I'm gonna keep it real with you too. Like, Queen Latifah's a bad motherfucker, my nigga. You heard? Like, Queen Latifah was bad, my nigga. Like, I'm keeping it real. Like, you know, we know her for Set It Off and all that crazy shit. But let's be real, bro. Queen Latifah was a pretty motherfucker with some high-ass cheekbones, a mad, beautiful-ass smiling complexion. She just was beautiful, period. No matter how much of a tomboy she tried to be at times or whatever, she was motherfucking bad, my nigga. You heard? She was bad. I seen her one day. I was in Midtown. I was stuck in traffic. Traffic was so bad, she got out of her cab. I guess she was going up the block to the record label or whatever, or wherever she was going. But she got out the back of her vehicle, her car service, and she was like, man, fuck that, let's walk. And she hopped out. She had on a crazy track suit on, and she was still bad. You heard? And she just started walking in Midtown. I was like, oh shit, they go Latifah. You feel what I'm saying? But let's be real, Queen Latifah was bad as a motherfucker, my nigga. And Ladies First video too, my nigga, with that crown she had on her head and all of that. She was looking mad good, bro. She was looking mad good, my nigga. Set It Off. I don't care how tough she was. She still was looking good in that motherfucker. Like, she's a sexy motherfucker. I mean, I'm just saying, man, you know. Well, it ain't just rap, man. It's also your image and your appearance and your style and your swag.
your aura, my nigga. You know, some of these chicks, man, some of these chicks was bad, man. It was bad. Kim was bad as fuck. You heard? Foxy was, yo, listen, man, we had some good female rappers. Now, we had some good female rappers. Shout out to my bro Squeak, man. My bro Squeak said somebody told him, yo, that nigga sound like you. He talk like you. That's because we was locked up together, man. And, you know, I was locked up with a lot of Fort Greene motherfuckers. Well, I was locked up with a lot of Fort Greene people that fuck with each other. That all sound that way. Squeak, Sha, Ja, all of them niggas was my mans, and I always locked up with them at a different point of time. And all of them niggas from that side of Fort Greene, or that team in Fort Greene, they all sound and talk like that. So I was around them niggas for so long, I ended up picking up on that style of talk. You know how that's how that be. When you around your mans and shit for too long, you start sounding like your mans. You feel what I'm saying? But Saquon, Squeak, Ja from the Fort, all of them niggas talk the same. And all of them dudes was my right-hand man in a particular dorm or jail at one point in time. Like, when I was with Ja, that was my nigga. We was rolling too deep in that dorm. When I was with Saquon, we was too deep. When I was with Squeak, we was too deep. You heard? So I picked up on a lot of that Fort Greene type of lingo. You heard? And Squeak from the Ville too anyway. Like, he ain't just from the Fort. He from the Ville too. He from the Plaza too. You feel what I'm saying? But niggas is family, man. I mean, niggas is family, man. Like, you heard? Brownsville niggas, we always fuck with Fort Greene niggas. Like, they the only real other projects outside of Brownsville. They the only section outside of Brownsville that, you know, I don't know. We really click. We fuck with East New York, but we really click with Fort Greene niggas for some strange reason. I don't know what it is. You heard? I always fucked with a Fort. My son Foul. You heard? Shout out my son Foul. My son L Power, originally from the Fort. My nigga Capone, originally from the Fort. Like, a lot of good dudes that came from the Fort. They just was my mans, man. You feel me? Fort Greene breeds a lot of good people, man. A lot of good guys, man. A lot of good guys come out of the Fort. I remember one time, like, word to my mother. One time, I'm trying to think what year this was. I'm trying to think what car I had. I think I had my Maxima. Did I have my Maxima or did I have my Charger? I think I had my Charger. And one time, it's like 3 in the morning, 2, 3 in the morning. I'm riding around Brooklyn and shit. I'm like, let me go around the Fort and shit. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, I just want to see the Fort and shit. So I drive around the Fort. I go under the bridge and all of that shit, that little red bridge they got and all of that. I drive through there, whatever, and I come to a little part. I don't know the whole Fort the way it's set up like that, but I come to a part where it's like, it connects to a street. It connects to like a big, long, wide street and shit, right? So I'm sitting there at the red light and shit. You know, I pull up. There's a bunch of young niggas out there, like mad young niggas, like 10 of these niggas, and they just wild, making mad noise, you feel what I'm saying, and all of that, right? And I drove past them niggas and I stopped at the light. I look in the motherfucking rearview mirror. I see some young nigga, like, saying some shit. I don't know what he was saying, but he was saying some shit, right? And the nigga was acting like he had a ratchet. And this nigga starts running. Oh shit, I almost fell on live, baby. Too cool to be embarrassed. But this nigga starts running up to the fucking light while I'm at the light, my nigga. This nigga starts running up to the light, like gripping on some shit, like he about to back the ratchet out, and just try to back the ratchet out on me for no reason, nigga, because them niggas is young and stupid, and they was laughing and joking, and I think somebody was daring him, like, yo, I dare you, son, I dare you. And that nigga was like, what? All right. And that nigga started running up to my car, gripping up on his waist, and I had to take the light, my nigga. I said, oh, these niggas in Fort Greene is out of their fucking mind still to this day.
You heard? I see this nigga come running down towards my car. I just took the light and bounced like. And that nigga was like saying some shit like, yeah, nigga, you lucky. You lucky. And the nigga turned around and ran back. I'm like, yo, these niggas is out of control out here, my nigga. These niggas out here trying to catch a case. You heard? Because what if I would have had the scratty on me? You would have ran up to the side of my shit. I would have just launched your shit to Farragut, nigga. You heard? You never know, my nigga. I could have had the Charles Bronson double shotgun pump, my nigga. You running up to the side of my car, I just hit you with the Charles Bronson. I'll say some slick shit like, you heard? I'll say some shit, my nigga. I'll be like, go Brooklyn. Blow your whole body all the way over to Farragut, my nigga. You feel what I'm saying? But that night, I don't have anything anyway while I'm driving law enforcement. But I'm just saying, what if I would have had the Charles Bronson? I'd have blew son whole half his chest off. But the funny shit is, the nigga was looking like a young Squeak. Like, you know, 4 Green niggas got a certain look, and they got a certain, like, it's a lot of them niggas be mixed black and Puerto Rican out there, like, you feel me, like me. So they be a different type of breed of niggas. That little nigga was about to try to run down on my car and rob me for my car, my nigga. Or something. You heard? I would have ran that nigga over. I had the Hemi. If I had the Charger, I had the Hemi. I could have just threw my shit up in motherfucking sports mode and just ran over that nigga head. Shit just popped like a grape. You heard? Y'all little niggas wouldn't have been laughing no more. If I would have just seen that nigga running and be like, all right, hold on, let me put this shit in reverse, throw the Hemi, just hit that nigga shit, just drive over his whole wig. I had the 20s on my shit. Just drive over his whole wig. And I would have shot right over that motherfucking Brooklyn Bridge, nigga. Right over that Manhattan Bridge. Like this, I'm out. But little nigga was gonna try to book me, man, just to impress his friends at 3 in the morning. So that's why I learned you really can't be driving through there at 3 in the morning like that, because them niggas is just dumb out there. They stupid. Them niggas will rob you, shoot you for nothing, nigga, just for some fun and laughs. Because that's all that them niggas was laughing, like, oh, yo, I dare you, son. He was like, you dare me? All right, hold on. Niggas start running towards my car like, these niggas is crazy. But yeah, my G's, man. Charles Bronson, that nigga shit, you heard? Algorithm media, people better stay safe of me. You heard? I'm not worried about being safe. Niggas better be safe of me. Nah, I'm just fucking with you. You know, a nigga ego, nigga be like, yo, son, be safe out there. Be like, what, nigga? I'm a murderer, nigga. You heard? That'd be a nigga first reaction. Nigga be like, yo, Laz, yo, be careful. I'd be like, be careful, nigga. I'm a murderer. Nah, I ain't a murderer. I'm chilling. I be chilling. You heard? But it's like, nigga ego be flaring when niggas say that. Yo, Laz, yo, I see you, yo, my nigga, watch your back out there, be careful. Yo, son, I smash niggas I break niggas whole solar plexus with one punch, my nigga, like this. Nah, back in the days, we used to play the cave-in. We were playing some stupid games in the hood back in the days. Niggas used to play cave-in a nigga chest. You heard? Niggas just walk up to a nigga randomly and just cave his whole chest in, and that was the game. You heard? Catch our friends off point and cave their whole fucking chest in. We used to play this as a game in Brooklyn, like, walk up on him, man, nigga like this. Yeah, son, so I told him, bro. That's how you just be like this. Nigga be like this. Yo, son, I'm gonna kill you. Caught you slipping, nigga. That was a real game in the Ville back in the days. Caving each other chests in. You heard? So, you know, For those who be worried about me in the streets and shit, just know I caves niggas' chests in, my nigga. Heard. Give you a heart transplant in the middle of the streets. And that is a fact. Heard, I punch a nigga right in his hip bone. You know your hip bone? That shit is mad sensitive, my nigga. You heard? Punch a nigga dead in his hip bone real hard. Boom! Tell that nigga when you wake up tomorrow, nigga, that shit gonna be crazy. You heard? You scrap out with a nigga, just hit a nigga in his hip bone real hard. Yeah, by the way, nigga, hold this. You feel it a little something, but tomorrow when he wake up, that hip gonna be on fire. Yersk. Straight up, man. I give a nigga a heart transplant in these streets. Like, you wanna play with me, my nigga? All right, yeah, hold this. One of these Hulk Hogans come cruising across. These shits ain't all of that. I don't work out the way I used to. But these shits got a lot of weight on them. You heard? I pity the fool. These shits got some weight on them. You heard? These rice pots, they got some weight on them. So, you know, I just be like, all right, my nigga, all right, chill. All right, hold on. Hold on, chill out, hold on. Move! Straight nose action. Straight nose action. You scrap me, I'm straight nose action, my nigga. Because once you bust that nose, nigga, the fight is over. I told y'all niggas a story about how I was bullying a nigga who ended up one of my mans back in the day, how I met him. I was bullying that nigga to death. And that nigga, we had a fight after school, and that nigga threw the first punch. The fight was over, nigga. That's what I got. I learned that lesson. That was the day I learned that being a bully is not something that I want to be. I was bullying the shit out this nigga. We had that fight. The whole school was out there, nigga. That nigga just threw one punch. Bust my whole shit. My shit was like this. Fight was over, nigga. You heard? All my friends picked that nigga, damn near picked that nigga up on their shoulders and carried that nigga home. Yeah, we got a new best friend. Yeah, my shit like this. I'm like, yo, I ain't even get a chance to throw a punch back. It's over, nigga. Go home. You heard? The whole school flipped on me. This nigga brand new. He from Suffalo. He just came to the school. Y'all niggas knew me since first grade. Niggas just took that nigga's side. That nigga threw one punch. That shit just bust my whole shit. Blood just was like this. Niggas saw that blood. Niggas was like, fight's over. Niggas was carrying that nigga back to Suffalo on their shoulders like this. Yeah, Angel for president. That was my son, Angel. Niggas was like, Angel for president. Yeah, we got a new leader, Angel. I just went home mad depressed like this. Not only did I get my shit busted open in front of everybody, man, woman, and child, now this nigga done took my whole crew, like. You feel me? But that ended up being my son for real. I shouldn't have been bullying son. Son wasn't messing with nobody. I just was ODing being a fucking bully on that nigga. And when I told that nigga, I said, shit, what you want to do, nigga? You want to fight at 3 o'clock, nigga? I said, let's fight then, nigga. I was used to people saying, I don't want to fight you, man. I was like, let's fight then, nigga. That nigga was like, bet. Meet you after school at 3 o'clock. I was like, ho. You said that with a little bit too much confidence. She's like, nah, we gonna fight, 3 o'clock. I said, all right, bet. I was like, damn. This nigga might whoop my ass in front of everybody. I ain't signed up for all of this. Wasn't that serious. Now niggas like this. I'm like, all right, maybe nobody hear about the shit. Niggas was like this. That shit came over the loudspeaker. 298 class. Have a good afternoon. And remember, it's a fight after school at 3 o'clock between Brian and Angel. Nigga, the principal came around giving flyers out to the kids. Fight at 3 o'clock. Make sure you're there. Be presentable. Be on time. You heard? The teachers was out that motherfucker, nigga. Promoting that shit, nigga. I'm like, what the fuck? That shit came over the loudspeaker like, we got our money on Angel. I was tight, son. You heard? Ain't nothing more embarrassing than getting your ass whooped in front of your classmates, nigga. And you gotta come to school. Why that shit couldn't have happened on a Friday? Give niggas 2 days to forget about that shit. Nah, nigga, I had to go to school the next day. I came into school like a wet puppy. I was like this. We had to line up in the gym. The whole school line up in the gym. That shit was the talk of the school. Yo, you saw that fight yesterday? That nigga bust that nigga whole shit open. My shit had to come in the gym. I'm like this. Hi, guys. He was like, get the fuck out of here, nigga. You got your ass whipped, nigga. I'm like this. Then this chick that I know, right? This chick don't never say nothing, nigga. She the most quietest chick in the history of Brownsville. She don't never say nothing to nobody, nigga. This broad looks at me and was like, Angel fucked you up yesterday. I was like this. Everybody just start laughing. Ah! 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 That shit was so funny, my nigga. I had to laugh, my nigga. You heard? That shit was so funny because this broad don't say nothing to nobody, my nigga. She is the quietest. She just was like, she was from Glenmore. She was like, Angel fucked you up yesterday. Nigga, the whole gym was like, ah! 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 I just had to laugh, my nigga. You heard? I had to laugh. I genuinely had to laugh at myself. I was like, yeah, he did fuck me up. It was just one punch. It ain't like son put the beats on me. He just threw that one punch and that shit just was like, goo-goosh. My shit was Niagara Falls like this. It was over. That shit was bloody. You heard? But I ended up really getting cool with the nigga Angel. That became my son. I love son. Like, we was going to motherfucking 298 together for a while. I used to go to son. I found out son collected Gobots. And I was one of the only niggas I know collecting Gobots. Leader One and Scooter and them niggas, you heard? And I seen that nigga brought a Gobot to school one day. I was like, yo, son, you collect Gobots? He like, yeah. I was like, yo, I collect Gobots too. And I showed that nigga my Gobots, and me and son just started fucking with each other, pause. I said, show that nigga my Gobots, pause. You heard? But now I showed son my Gobots, and he was like, yo, come to my crib, son. Let's, you know what I mean? I used to go to son crib in Buffalo, and we used to just bring our motherfucking Gobots together and just be having Gobot wars in son crib. You feel what I'm saying? And I ended up really getting tight with son, and son was a real good motherfucker. Real. Anytime I'm in his crib, that nigga trying to feed me. That nigga, know what I mean? Son just was a loyal friend, my nigga. And that's how you meet some of your best friends sometimes. It come from them punching you in your face. You feel what I'm saying? But son was my guy, for real. And I hope wherever son is at to this day, that son is alive and healthy, man, and you're free. You feel what I'm saying? Because son was a good nigga, Puerto Rican nigga. I think son was Puerto Rican. He could have been Dominican. I'm not sure. You know what I mean? Word up. Yeah, my G's. That shit was dumb suspect. So I showed son my Gobot. Nah, nigga. I mean, I showed him my toy knockoff Transformer I think Gobots was kind of, I don't know, man. I think Gobots was out before Transformers, though. I'm gonna keep it real. They definitely had. I think they definitely. I don't know. I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna state that. But I know Gobots was out, my nigga. Gobots was out, my nigga. Before I got into Transformers, I was in the Gobots. I think. I could be getting some of that shit mixed up in my head. You heard? But I remember Gobots being an early action. Yeah, bro. I'm not sure. I gotta Google that. I gotta ask Chat GPT that. Like, what hit cartoons first? What toy hit the shelves first? Was it Gobots or Transformers, man? You know, Gobots wasn't as intricate like as Transformers. Like they kind of transformed kind of easily, and basically when Transformers you had to do some shit to transform one of the niggas. You feel what I'm saying? Gobots was kind of simple. Like leader one, you just pop the joint over his head, push his legs down, and he a plane and shit. But he just was dope, my nigga. He was dope. The cartoon was dope. Like, you know, I wouldn't mind sitting down watching that shit nowadays. I be doing that shit sometimes. I find old school cartoons and I just start watching them shits. Like I watched that Transformers movie, that I forgot the name of it, the cartoon movie that they came out with like a couple of years ago or last year or something, where it showed Optimus and how Optimus and Megatron had a fallout and how they used to be friends and all of that. That shit was crazy, nigga. That shit was crazy. That Transformers movie, that cartoon shit, that new joint, I think it's on Netflix. That shit crazy, my dude. It's a whole movie. I gotta see that new Superman too. That shit looking like it's about something. I gotta see that movie. Ooh, I think that shit came out today. That movie about the true story about the 18 kids or 26 kids or something that disappeared out of a particular class. Niggas said at a certain time in the middle of the night, all of them kids just got up out their bed and walked into the woods and disappeared off the face of the earth. I got to see that movie. That shit is based on a true story. Gots to see that. Yeah, they said that shit is based on a true story, my guy. I got to see that. Parents was like, what the hell? Why? All of the kids was from one particular class. So they was blaming the teacher, like, why all the kids was in your class? Like, what the fuck? That shit, I gotta see that, bro. I might go to the movies to see that. Word up. I don't know the name of that joint, man. I forgot the name of that joint, man. But all you gotta do is be like movie about the kids that disappeared in Google and it'll come right up. But I'm going to see that. I want to see that in the movie theaters. That look crazy in the movie theaters. You heard? That look crazy in the movie theaters. But if it pop up on Amazon Prime, I'm gonna buy that joint. You heard? I'm gonna rent that joint if it pop up on Amazon Prime. But I'm gonna tell you, bro, that shit look like it's spooky in a movie theater. I'm a horror fanatic. I'm gonna keep it real. I hate it's sad that it's based on a true story, but I'm a horror fanatic, my nigga. I love some good horror. The Mercy Show was popping. All Star was popping. I gotta see that Happy Gilmore too. I ain't see that, but I tell you what I did watch on Apple TV. They got a series called Stick with Owen Wilson. That shit is great television, bro. Very great television. I'm telling you, check that joint out. On Apple TV, it's called Stick. And Owen Wilson is the star. That shit is a dope ass series, my nigga. You know what I'm watching now, right now? I'm about to go home and finish watching The Lazarus Project. The shit with the Black London nigga. I'm up to episode 3 on that shit, and it's crazy. I'm gonna keep it real. I be watching shit late, man. You heard? But I'm watching that Lazarus Project right now.
I'm watching a new season of South Park. Right now, they 3 episodes in. I'm watching that. I'm watching the new episodes of First 48. And then they got another new show. Like I be watching that murder television sometimes. I always been into true crime, man. That's why the channel I do is the channel I do. Like I always been into true crime. So I just be liking the whole shit, like you feel me? But that new shit they got, that homicide, New Orleans homicide, that shit different, my nigga. New Orleans homicide, that shit different. I was watching this shit yesterday. They had an episode, that's my word, it's the second episode this season where an innocent person got shot and killed, and where they be having like, New Orleans, where they party section is at, they little town where they be partying and clubbing and shit like that. I forgot what they call that joint. You feel what I'm saying? But all of the action happens down there at New Orleans. This is the second episode this season where an innocent bystander got murked by a stray bullet, my nigga, from niggas banging at each other out there. Like, that shit crazy. That shit crazy. But that joint, that shit giving First 48 that shit contending with First 48, my bro. I ain't even gonna hold you. Like, nothing was crazier than the First 48, but now that homicide, New Orleans, that shit is contending with the First 48, bro. That shit ugly. Weapons, word. I think that's the name of the movie. Niggas gotta see that shit. I think that shit dropped today, if I'm not mistaken. Or it dropped tomorrow or tonight or something. You heard? But I need to see that joint. That joint is ugly. You heard? I watched Sinners. Sinners was great. I watched that shit. You know what I mean? I watched that Opus shit. Opus was crazy. I watched that the other day. I've been on my movie shit, man, catching up with my movie shit, because it's summertime, man. During the school year, I don't be having time to do shit like that. I be running around with my kids too much, so I can't be staying up late binge watching shit and all of that. Like, I be up late binge watching shit now, man. Real talk. Just finishing that Wu-Tang joint on Hulu. I was playing with that for a long time, but I just finished watching all 3 seasons. You feel what I'm saying? Putting in that shwork, man. Putting in that binge work. Yeah, it's crazy that the First 48 never came to New York. That shit crazy. I don't understand why. Not like I don't want to sound crazy, like I got a preference. I'd rather see dead New York niggas and shit. I'm just saying, I wonder why they never came to NY. They went to Rochester. One time they was in Rochester. They had a crazy episode in Rochester before. You know what I mean? That should be too crazy in New York, though. But I used to watch all of those, bro. Crime 360. You heard? Crime 360 was vicious, bro. Crime 360 is old now. They don't make that no more. But Crime 360, that shit was vicious. You heard? That shit was worse than the first. That shit was more graphic than the First 48, bro. You heard? That shit was ugly. Crime 360 was ugly, my nigga. You know what I mean? If First 48 ain't have the crime and true crime shit, they had the crime, the crown. I mean, the crown. If First 48 ain't have the crown and true crime shit, it was Crime 360, bro. They shit different. It's mad old now, them episodes, but you could still go back and watch Crime 360. That shit different. They be showing the computerized graphs of how a person got shot and where the bullet went and all of that. That shit ain't no joke. You heard? Then they had this other shit, the New Detective. It's 2 different shows. If I'm not mistaken, it's 2 different shows called The New Detectives. The one that I'm talking about is strictly New York City crime and New York City detectives telling their stories. They had crazy stories in that shit, bro. Crazy stories. And the show is about how them niggas be catching
people that, you know, wanted for homicides in such a big city that it's kind of crazy how they be catching people in this big ass city. And this is before cameras was all over the place on these episodes. You feel what I'm saying? But I remember one episode that was crazy where dudes was arguing. Dudes was having some type of road rage incident and on the, like, some traffic incident coming across the bridge. I think it was the RFK or the Verrazano Bridge. I can't remember what bridge it was that they was coming across, but you know, they was beefing in traffic or whatever. And somebody from one car just threw a shot at the car that they was beefing with. And the car they was beefing with, it was a dude with his wife and his kid in there. You feel what I'm saying? And the other car was some dudes that was trying to get ahead of him, and they was beefing and all of that shit. And one of them just threw a shot out the window into their back window. Boom, right? And that shit went through the baby seat, went through the car seat, and hit his wife in the back of her head and murked his wife, right? While they was driving, and then he ain't know who did it. He ain't even know who did it. He just know he was beefing with a car. My nigga, them niggas went back to the bridge cameras. They made them tell, yo, where did you get on that? Boom, boom, boom. All right, so boom, they went and got the bridge cameras and watched the entire day until they found that incident on the bridge camera. You feel what I'm saying? Then they followed that car on other cameras that's connected throughout the city, where they go through certain checkpoints where they take a picture of your license plate. You might not even know it. They found where this dude went when he came off of that bridge. You feel me? Found the license plate on the car. Found out who the car was registered to. Found the address to where the people was that owned the car, and ended up finding them niggas and putting them niggas in jail for that shit. But it just was a crazy episode because nobody knew where the dude was from, who it was, none of that. They did all type of crazy detective work to be able to find them motherfuckers. You feel what I'm saying? And this shit was like, damn, my nigga, like, you would think that shit, a nigga get away with that. The way that shit happened in a split second like that, my nigga, them niggas, when you driving, your license plate is being recorded on every major highway that you go on to. That is a fact. You know how you be on a major highway? You ever broke down on a major highway and you be out there for 5 minutes and all of a sudden a cop car pull up? That's because them shits got cameras all along them shits. And when somebody break down, they send a cop. They report, they hit them niggas on the walkie-talkie. Yo, car broke down on West Side Highway or FDR Drive or whatever. Jackie Rob, them niggas will come out and come get you. You be like, damn, how these niggas know? Because that shit is on camera, bro. You heard? You don't be seeing them shits, but them shits is out there. Anytime you come on any type of major anything, bridge, tunnel, your shit is being recorded. So the last thing you want to do is do some shit out of a car and then start jumping on major highways and all of that. Like, them license plates gonna pop up, my nigga. You feel me? And now today, with today's technology, they will trace your ass back to your crib, my nigga. Like, it's so many cameras out here, they will get cameras for blocks and blocks and blocks and blocks and watch your ass go home and pull up on your block and look for parking. And you did some shit in Manhattan somewhere. You feel what I'm saying? That's how it may take them a long time because they got to go get a warrant for the cameras and ask the stores for the cameras on that. But they would try to put that shit together like a puzzle, nigga. You feel what I'm saying? Like, we live in a day and time, my nigga. That shit there's a lot of shit changing out here. You feel me? Them shits is getting clearer and clearer. Back in the days, cameras used to be blurry. So niggas be like, I don't give a fuck about that blurry ass camera. Nowadays, my nigga, them shits in 1080. Some niggas shits is in 4K. You feel what I'm saying? As the future goes, them shit's gonna get crispier and crispier. Niggas zoom in from 2 blocks away on your ass like this. Yep, that's him. That shit crazy, nigga. Crime, nigga gotta give up that crime game, my nigga. That shit is a losing battle. But yeah, my G's, man, I'ma holler at y'all dudes, man. You heard? I was about to watch that movie the other night too, because that shit is crazy, my nigga. Will Smith, Enemy of the State. That shit crazy, my nigga. That shit was before his time. Man, they need to remake that movie over. Will Smith need to remake that shit over in today's time. You understand what I'm saying? But that Enemy of the State was crazy, my nigga. Cause you know, nowadays, bro, listen, this AI shit is so crazy, bro. Like, you can't believe nothing you see, my nigga. Like, straight up. You gotta second guess everything you see, my nigga. Cause that AI shit is so sophisticated, bro. That is unbelievable. You will not believe it. I got an AI app right now on my phone where I could put any two people picture face on that shit and it could make it look like they kissing and hugging each other. And when I tell you that shit looks 1,000% real, that shit that you cannot tell that shit is AI, my nigga. You cannot tell that shit is AI, my nigga. This is my word. I did that shit. I tried that. That's nigga. I don't care what two faces you put in there. That shit takes your face. A still picture, bro. A still picture of yourself. That shit takes your face, my nigga. Makes all your facial expressions, smiles, your lips, everything look the way your shit would look if that picture was in motion. And then that shit makes you kiss whatever. You could put your face with fucking Mariah Carey face, and that shit'll show you kissing Mariah Carey and hugging Mariah Carey, and that shit look like 100% real video footage, bro. I'm telling you, that shit is unbelievable. I showed that shit to my wife. She couldn't believe it. She was like, oh my gosh, that's AI. Like, that shit different, bro. That's some shit that I pay for. This AI app that I pay for. That shit does that shit, bro. That shit is sickening. Your same clothes, all the clothes you got on in the picture, that shit be moving like it's you. You feel what I'm saying? So you can't even believe nothing you see nowadays. A nigga could be like, yo, this nigga just shot up the bank over there. Look, that's him running out the bank with a gun. Nigga could make a video of that shit, bro, where niggas would literally have to take that shit to the lab and analyze it and see if it's AI. Like, yo, hold on, stretch that shit out and look for mistakes in that shit and all of that. But as AI gets more sophisticated, that shit makes less and less mistakes. They just rolled out a new update for Chat GPT, and they saying that shit makes less and less mistakes, bro. So in the next 5 and 10 years, it ain't gonna be, you know how now you can look at something AI and be like, nah, that's AI. You can tell by look at this shit right here. Look at the letters on this shit. Shit is bugged out. That shit don't even mean nothing. This nigga copywriting my shit right now, man. That nigga got Madison Square Garden. He don't got a system. He got Madison Square Garden on his shit. That nigga got the fever night. That nigga got the tunnel on his shit, nigga. That nigga went to the car dealer, nigga, and was like, yo, just give me the tunnel. Niggas put the tunnel system in that nigga shit. But anyway, man, yeah, that AI shit is crazy, bro. They just rolled out that update. That shit gonna be making less and less mistakes, and that shit gonna get realer and realer and realer, bro. Where you could just do you could do anything with that shit, bro. Could do anything. So we live in a day and age where you just can't believe nothing you see. Like, you got to take everything with a grain of salt. You got to take everything with a grain of salt, my nigga. So that should be straight fake. Straight up. You see all them shits that be going on TikTok where they be a dude walk up to another dude and he say some stupid shit. Like, here's a mad racist shit. Shit is dumb funny. Where the nigga walk into a dealership and he be like, yeah, I'm here to see the Lexus such and such and such, or whatever car. He say, yeah, I'm here to see the Volkswagen such and such. And he say, right away. He be like, Dodge Charger? Right away. You heard? Like, he just saying like all black motherfuckers want is Dodge Chargers or whatever. But they be making these like little racist ass comedy joints and they look straight real, bro. You You know, if you know better, you know AI style already. You feel me? But to a person that don't know, that shit looks straight real, my nigga. Like you see that shit they showing where I forgot what it was. Something collapsing, like so niggas was in a swimming pool and the bottom of the floor, the swimming pool collapsed. That shit is viral. That shit is AI fake as a motherfucker, bro. You feel what I'm saying? And it looked real, bro. People falling and screaming, people falling and shit. But if you blow that shit up and look closely, you'll see inconsistencies of shit. People disappearing and appearing, and you feel what I'm saying? But AI is getting more sophisticated, bro. Shit is getting more sophisticated. It's gonna get ugly soon. But yo, my G's, man, I'm out of here, man. I'm gonna tap in tomorrow, probably. You heard, check that new episode I dropped with Tank Head. It's called Shootout with My Own Cousin in Fort Greene. You heard, shout out to the bro Squeak. You know what I mean? I got some new stories coming, but that joint is doing some good numbers. Make sure y'all go leave some comments on that, stir that algorithm up, man. You heard? We need it. You know what I mean? The LAZ, I'm going to tap in with y'all dudes. I'm tired. It's getting late. You heard? I'm going to holler at y'all dudes, though. You're Z-Lord.